Okay. F that.
Hey!
DM and I lost internet there for a second. Sorry about that, guys.
Finger guns.
We back.
Everyone except for Xander. Oh, now she's
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There he is.
Stop! I just blacked out for a second. Okay, just have PTSD, bro.
Sure, yeah.
Reliving glorious moments of pushing my master off a cliff.
Suddenly everyone looks like a slave master and everything looks like a cliff. You get the strong urge to push someone in the river. But,
Oops.
Xander had just, as we all collapsed there, into oblivion, had just garnered some insights about the prints that you're following right now on your way back up to the northeast toward the cave where you presume the villagers are being held.
Just keep walking.
So we got 25 to 20.
How far it is to this cave?
Yeah, 25 to 30, like, human footprints, if include children footprints, headed to the cave. 24 headed to the 24 goblin footprint headed to the village, and 4 recent goblin track headed to the cave. System.
As after Xander finishes explaining that to us, I turn to Relix, who I assume is just hanging out on my shoulder at this point, eyes forward. Relix, how is a Tressum's sense of smell? Are any of these children's footprints the children that you lived with?
Willix does a cat stretch. I will take a look. Floats down and just kind of coasts over the footprints a little bit. Lands gingerly, sniffs around. Oh, I can't tell.
That's okay.
This must have been the direction they fled, though.
I'm sure we'll find them out there.
So the terrain out here is lightly wooded, but largely open, kind of rolling hills, and it's not very far to the location that you were given for the caves. They described it as only being about a mile away. So after about 15 or 20 minutes, the party crests a rise here and sees in front of them a large, rocky, craggy hill that kind of sticks out compared to the others, which is covered in a kind of pine wood forest, and on the front edge here, there is about a 30 or 40 foot wide cave mouth. Make a, everyone, perception check.
4.
6.
19 with my bonus is 21.
Yeah.
I got 14. I don't see shit.
What was I supposed to roll?
Same though.
Perception.
Perception.
Fuck this die, it was rolling so well. It's this keyboard, I guarantee it.
Xander, in the fading light, just enough sunlight still in the sky for you to spot a pair of goblins who were standing in the rocky entrance to the cave, dart back inside into the cave.
I quietly, well, I mean, were we making a lot of noise? I mean, they obviously heard us because they scurried back in.
They, you know, you have line of sight, so you were watching them, they might have seen you.
We got a couple of goblins in there. They may have seen us.
You're still all about 100, 150 feet away from the cave entrance or so.
Okay.
Alright,
Maybe
who
if we put
is...
these two in front, they'll think we don't mean them harm. I kind of shove the 2 goblins we have forward.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I have some hemp rope. We
Well,
could.
they're both tied up, aren't they?
Yeah.
I want
Yes.
that silk rope back, by the way.
let's
My mommy
uh,
made that.
let's step off to the side here for a minute, guys, and will these goblins be willing to cooperate with us at this point? Or I
They've
guess with Xander.
been generally cooperative so far.
I'm gonna take both their gags off. And be like, you're almost home. Pat them on the head.
Alright. We should make it look like maybe we're tied up. And then have them go in front of us, but somebody intimidating behind them so they know that we're, if they try anything, we can put them down.
What if we allow our more stealth characters to like go around the outside of the cave, and we'll use the two goblins that we have as like distractions. We can send them forward, and then the other two people can flank in behind them, and then the rest of the party from the front.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Seems good to me.
So who's got the highest stealth? I think Xander. I know you're a rogue, so you're gonna have high stealth. And then
Yep.
I'm proficient in it, but I only have +2.
what about you, Akka?
What stuff? I am not. I don't have anything in stealth. Only thing is, I guess I have 14 dexterity. What's that?
Yeah,
2.
so that's
So
yeah.
I didn't realize my proficiency was at 6. Fuck.
Oh, I have a +4. I have a +4 to stealth. Hold on.
yeah, I have a
Okay.
plus. Yeah, I don't have anything in like stealth right now. I just got +2 in my dexterity.
I got +4 to stealth. Yeah.
Cool. So then Xander and Ven should do the flanking around the outside, and then we'll send the two goblins in first, and then since it's dark out by now, right?
The sun is setting at this point. It's a low light environment.
Okay, so-
Venice, can I have your torch? That way they can
Sure.
see us.
Sure thing. I hand it over.
Right.
Who's making a sneak around the side of the cave here?
I am.
Xander and Ben. Go ahead and throw out a little stealth check there. The rest of the party is kind of in plain sight in front of the cave entrance, maybe 100 or so feet back, huh? Is that right?
I look at my
Did
two
we say-
companions that are left behind with me, and I'm like, looking at both of them, I'm like, maybe I should do the talking.
Yeah. Did the goblins already notice us?
Xander,
The two in front of the cave.
Two probable lookouts run back into the cave.
Oh, okay. I thought they were still in front of the cave. Well, never mind then. My plan's probably not going to be as efficient then.
Everyone
probably
make
still be
a
decently
perception
efficient.
check.
Well, I mean, they're goblins. They can't be that smart, can they?
16.
15.
18.
You hear a scream.
Never mind.
And
A scream from inside the cave?
from inside the cave, although it sounds like it's actually moving, it's getting closer to you. It sounds like a woman screaming, not necessarily in pain, but in fear. Not like she's being killed, but
Is she just screaming like, ah, or is she actually screaming in a language or
let me
something?
down! I can't, no, put me down!
I'm gonna use the stealth roll that I did to run inside the cave and see if I can find something.
You charge right into the cave.
Using my stealth roll that I had before.
Sure.
I had a modified 18.
So the
That's
cave entrance is about 30 or 40 feet wide. It narrows down quickly to about a 10-foot wide gap before it opens into a larger cave. Now, nobody's come through that narrow gap yet. You kind of insinuate yourself right up to the edge of it and peer around the corner where, approaching the cave entrance...
Uh-oh, we lost somebody.
yeah, me.
Oh, shoot. The most important one, I guess.
You went to the cave entrance and they killed the
You
DM.
spy approaching the cave entrance, because you can still hear me. 2 huge ogres.
Oh, fun.
That's
Oh,
the first thing you see. And
Neat.
Oh boy.
following them are what looks like about 10 goblins. And each ogre is holding a prisoner by the shoulders, up off the ground in front of it, almost like a shield. There's one woman who's struggling and kicking, a human woman. She's dressed in a muddied nightgown. Looks like she was maybe awoken from her sleep to flee the village. The other one, being held by the ogre, is a short, gruff, bearded dwarf who's not struggling or exclaiming at all, but looks thoroughly unhappy. And the two ogres are in the lead, and they pass right up to the narrow entrance of the cave. You would be about 10 feet from them as they start to move through the cave out toward you folk. What do you want to do with your position there, Ven, at this point?
Let's see.
It looks like the party is leaving the cave toward you.
The party is leaving the cave towards me.
Well,
so
not you, but the party. Trying to exit
themselves.
the front of the cave. You have kind of a moment here to act if you choose before they exit the cave.
So they're exiting the cave towards the rest of the party.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to wait and hold it out in my stealth position until they pass me and see what happens when they confront the rest of the party.
Oh, hide checks aren't a thing here, huh?
No, it's all just stealth.
The more you learn about 5e.
So the
many less checks.
party that I described to Ven soon comes into view for the rest of you here. There are 2 ogres holding 2 prisoners, followed by 10 goblins. 9 of those goblins are carrying bows, and the other one is walking with his hands free, but a sword at his side here. What do you want, Melissa?
Oh, I was wondering if you needed me to change it to
No,
the
no,
table,
it's
but I see
alright.
you don't have anything over there.
And
Okay.
anything you want to do there? They have exited the narrow part of the cave, are probably about 20 feet beyond Ven, and are looking toward the rest of the party. The one goblin who has adopted a sort of leadership stance. He's stepped in front of the 2 ogres, while the rest of the goblins remain spread out behind them, and is preparing to address those assembled.
So they're coming towards me, Addie, and Akka.
Right.
Okay. So
We mean no harm. Do any of you speak common?
Ah, yes.
Oh.
The first one, the leader, as it seems, steps forward just a little bit more. You from town?
Well, I'm not from there. I mean, I'm technically from the area of the Snow Eagles, and it's this really cool place, but I can't tell you where it is because it's kind of secret. Oh wait, you mean did I come just now from the town? Yes, and I brought your friends. Please don't hurt the villagers.
My name, Boss Hark. Me lead goblins. You want villager?
Me, Adelim. I bring goblins. Want villagers.
We make trade. You agree?
How many villagers do you have inside?
Boss Hark starts to do some math in his fingers. 19.
Insight.
Sure.
Where is Xander right now? Since we're in a group, are you
Xander, I'm not sure, embarked on the stealth quest. Xander, are you with the rest of the party right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So Ven is the only one that's stealthed.
Correct. Ven is now behind the goblin and ogre party, between them and the cave.
Okay.
So how many civilians were they bringing out with them?
They have 2. Each ogre is holding 1. The struggling woman and the gruff dwarf.
Oh no, it fell off the table.
While this is going on, I'm gonna try and sneak my way back down further in to see if I can't relieve some of the slaves from their captive positions.
All right.
I've brought 2 of your goblin friends back. Can we trade
While
them
the
for those 2
negotiating is
humans?
going on.
Modified 22 is what I got for my insight.
You aren't so sure that the goblin is that good at math, but you're pretty sure he's at least attempting to tell the truth. It doesn't seem like he's actually
Okay.
trying to obfuscate the number that they have. He may be wrong, but he's
Okay.
not wrong maliciously, you think.
Right. Okay.
He's just a dumb goblin
So,
that speaks common.
just going to paint Ven a little picture here first. There's a massive room that opens up just about 20 feet down the narrow passage, opens into a much wider, large cavern. There are 5 exits from this central cavern. Now, two on the right and 3 on the left. And also in the central cavern, there's a sort of forest of stalagmites on the ground, as opposed to stalactites on the ceiling. Stalagmites on the ground in the middle of the cavern that kind of obfuscates your view of the interior of that little warren. And there's also a pool of bubbling mud just off to your left, just past the entrance. And there's big muddy footprints. It looks like the ogres may use that. And there's some ogre, odds and ends around the mud pool. And as well, there's kind of a little pool of noxious-looking water at the far end of the cavern. But you've got 5 exits. You don't see any other goblins in this room at this point.
Can I do some kind of investigation to see if which of the tunnels has been used the most?
Sure, make a quick investigation. You have to
Cool.
move around the cavern to get close looks at all this stuff, so you'll be...
That is a modified 17.
So it looks like there are 3 of them that get used often by goblins. Those would be the 3 on the left. And there's
Right.
one that have larger prints, some soaked in, mud, that appear to be ogres. And they use one of the 2 passages on the right. The other passage on the right doesn't look like it gets used very much at all.
From
So-
the assessment, can I see if there are any human footprints mixed in with any of the goblins?
Unfortunately, on hard stone, at this point, you're not able to tell.
Okay.
How far is he into the cave?
He's probably, at this point, having circled all the way around, the cave goes back about 100 feet, so at the most, he's around 100 feet away from the cave entrance.
So I can't really communicate with the telepathy then, can I?
You can try and reach out to him, but he'd be out of range, especially since you guys are standing a little bit outside the front of the cave. Speaking of the front of the cave, back out there, you trade goblin for human, and stunty one.
First, you have to let me know if any of the humans inside have been injured. Holding both the goblins by the shoulders, assuming they want to just run away.
Hardclay rubs the back of his neck. Humans invade cave. Ogres were hungry.
Nice.
The dwarf kind of kicks one in the stomach, which gets a little hurt. They've eaten 6 of us!
Huh.
And the dwarf gets shaken a little bit by the ogre.
So I'm gonna kind of just like step forward and just be like, Mr. Goblin, what would it take for us to be able to recuperate the rest of our comrades? What would your demands be?
You pay ransom. 1 shiny piece for each tall one. 2 for the stunty with attitude.
I
But I
kind
take goblin in lieu of payment. Each goblin worth 1.
Should I let him have these 2 and then we can get inside and find out how the rest are? That's 2 people we could free right now.
Well, we could. Actually, yeah, that would be advantageous.
Do you think we can trust them to, if we pay them to with these goblins, to give us the people back?
I didn't specify what kind of shiny.
I don't
Yeah, they
wanna,
didn't specify that. Right.
I don't want to agree
Several-
to anything until I can go in there and see for myself that they're all still alive.
Uh,
They've got us in the caves. There's a few of us, quite a few.
These 2 goblins for those 2 right there.
The bearded one, he 2 coins. 2 goblins for the dwarf.
What if, and I pull out the cracked hourglass, if I give you this now, can I go check on the humans that you have? currently. In addition to what we will give you for each human.
Now you're negotiating at about maybe 20 feet away. So if you like step forward, Hark will kind of meet you on neutral ground there. Hark, who comes up, about 3 feet next to you, grabs the hourglass kind of and just inspects it a little bit. You have a lock? He kind of like a. Anyone have you like locks of some kind? I trade for lock.
I don't have any locks. I don't have any locks.
I have this locket. I did take this off of one of the goblins that we accidentally killed, so I kind of pull it out and dangle it, see if I get any reaction.
Other than the fact that it is potentially semi-valuable now.
Other than it's shiny.
If I try to communicate with the dwarf like telepathically, will he like react and try to blurt out loud or something like that, or is he?
You can, the way your telepathy works, they can respond in thought, but you don't know what this dwarf might do. But it's possible for him to respond silently.
I ain't gonna try and do that.
That's how
Right.
Might
telepathy
say
works?
something else.
I thought only he could communicate telepathically. To people, not
He
give
can
messages in return.
hear something that you're saying to him telepathically. I'm pretty sure about that. If he's like initiating it with you, he can't like read everybody's thoughts.
All right, so I have I have an idea here. If we can go and check on the people with the payment of the lantern. Was it a lantern or is it a hourglass?
I
It's
need
an hourglass.
lock or gold. No need trash.
Okay.
Gold goblin's dumb.
So I'm just kind of like speaking within the. So I have a ruby, and it's worth 100 gold. So my thought here is if we can offer them this ruby to release all of the people, and then we can just like once the people are free, then we can just fuck them up.
Fuck them up? I'm unfamiliar with this term.
Dawn of Darius.
Sorry, that wasn't like me in
That wasn't
character. That wasn't me in character.
Well, me in character would still be against that idea. Like, I don't want to hurt these goblins. I want to make a trade and make sure all the people are okay.
Actually, with the cave and everything like that, is the cave like sturdy or is it kind of like rickety on the inside?
It looks like it's a natural cave formed by running water, so it's probably pretty sturdy. It would have eroded out the softer rock and left stronger,
So there's no like loose bits inside the cave then?
It doesn't look like the sort of thing that you'd be able to bring down quite so easily. It looks like it's been here for quite a while. It's a long-standing natural cave. It hasn't been excavated by anyone. Speaking of the cave, though, I just want to check in with Ven in the back of the cave. What's going on back there?
I will have made the choice to venture down the middle path stealthily and see what I can see.
So there were the three on the left.
Yeah, the
that
three
get
on the
used
three
by
on the
goblins? Okay.
So the middle
one of
path on
those?
the left. Yeah.
So as you're kind of making your way slowly, the passage goes back about 30 feet before it opens up into a wider room where there's a small pool of water that a stream runs down a crevasse from outside the cave into, and then it looks like it must keep flowing underground out of this pool. But it looks like there's a few like wooden buckets, canvas bags around here. It might be the water source for these goblins.
Mm.
There's one passage that leads off to the north, as well as the narrow crevasse that the river is flowing down itself. Very, not a river, like a little stream.
Right.
But,
I guess I'll
yeah.
keep moving forward then to that tunnel. See what I can find.
I'm gonna have you just make another stealth check for the goblin caves themselves. The caves
Uh,
are small. They're not. They might even be tight in some places for a goblin, and for you, you have
Yeah.
to move very slowly to get through here. And there's not a whole lot of great places to hide if you were to be suddenly come upon. Make another stealth check just to illustrate the changing environment.
23.
Still looking pretty sneaky. So as you move up this passageway, which, as I said, is kind of narrowing, you see on the left side, just before it looks like it opens up into a wider sort of rear chamber, there's, let me see, a large rock that kind of is blocking a passage to the left off of this main kind of passage that goes onto the larger room. So there's it's about a 4-foot diameter tunnel here with a big rock blocking the way. It's a bit snugly in there, but it looks like, based on the markings on the ground and the walls around it, that it gets moved occasionally.
Right. So it's just a dead end basically at this point.
Well, there's the passage continues onto the north, past this
Okay.
rock blocking a side passage. And onto the north, it kind of widens into maybe a chamber about 30 feet by 20 feet.
I guess I'll keep
which-
moving up to the north chamber.
You can kind of peer into from the entrance there.
Yep.
Standing in here, there are two female goblins holding spears standing next to a series of little cages in which are giant rats. Looks like there's about 7 giant rats in cages here, being guarded by these 2 goblins. And
Neat.
the rats look like they are gnawing on bones, human body parts.
Yeah.
There's also a pile of, human-sized weapons and shields, maybe enough to equip 6 or 7 individuals.
Hey, Alex, can you grab me a bowl out of the dishwasher?
Okay. I'm gonna double back, and I'm gonna return to the initial chamber with the 3, the 3 on the left, 2 on the right.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to work my way back up towards the entrance.
This goblin leader gave us his name, right? What was it?
H-A-R-K. Boss Hark.
Hark.
So as
I'm
you're
going-
making your way back toward the entrance, we can
Yeah.
get back to the folks out front, in the midst of negotiations here.
I'm gonna try and get Akamimnos' attention and see if he can't communicate with me from behind.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hark, but I must insist. These 2 goblins were the 2 prisoners you have right there.
Do I need to roll for that since he's behind me, or?
I'll have, because Ven, are you still attempting to stay out of sight of the party that they're negotiating with?
Can I say
Yes.
please and try and persuade
Ven,
him?
make a sleight of hand check.
Modified 17. I rolled a 15 on it.
So, Minos manages to draw your eye. It looks like he's still kind of in the shadows, trying to stay out of sight, but you notice him there. You can reach out to him telepathically.
Can I try and,
So
charm persuade these guys?
You can
So I
attempt to make a persuasion on
I
him.
mean, that's what I wanted to do forever ago, and then he jumped away. I got 12.
Is that with any bonuses there? You have a charisma bonus or anything?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't say modified or anything. The number I give you is the number. I
Okay,
just
good.
told
I
you.
mean, sometimes you roll the dice and you just say what I give you dwarf. He can vouch for other prisoners. They are safe. Except, the ones that aren't.
So he wants the 2 goblins for the dwarf, is what you're telling me?
2 goblins for the dwarf.
Here is a counter offer.
I wish you two spoke English so you could tell him that we're not bad people. Scolding the goblins a little bit, like,
I pull out my ruby and be like, alright, how about I give you this ruby, you give us all the humans you took, and you leave the village alone.
Oh,
And we let you live.
I take deal. 1 ruby, all villages. Goblins leave.
You do not...
These woods not safe anyway.
In the meantime, I tell Akamenos telepathically that it looks like we're overpaying for the deal, and that most of them look like they're already dead, and that these two may be the only ones left alive.
yeah, at the same time, I'm grabbing Xander's arm and saying, we don't even know if them inside are still alive.
They're alive!
I'm-
The dwarf kind of calls out from the being held with the ogre. They're alive! To get them out of there!
I hear him yell this, and I whisper to Akamenos in my head again, telepathically link with the dwarf and ask him where they are in the cave. They don't know where I am.
Alright.
Um,
I try to.
I would also like to add. Sorry, I also wanted to add onto my like negotiation thing that if they harm the villagers, we will come back and just annihilate them.
Do I still have to roll to link with the dwarf or anything like that, or?
Nope, you can just
Cool,
talk
I-
right to him. He hears you.
I don't know responded.
Yeah, what do you want to say to our friend here?
Excuse me, my halflings, my half sir.
You see him, his face contorts into a confused grimace, but he doesn't say anything out loud as you begin here.
Are you? You said they eaten 6 of you. Are you the last 2 left here, or are there more?
You see him shake his head, actively, and then telepathically he responds, "They're keeping us in the bat cave. It's in the back. The goblins don't go there.
That cave.
The ogres come in every few hours and take someone out to eat."
All right, I'll relay this to Venice since he's still in the shadows and everything like. But the dwarf said they're in the bat caves.
Bat caves. I reply, there is a cavern with 5 different entrances. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Which one did they come out of? Reply that to the dwarf.
Fucking telephone.
I've heard there are 5 entrances. Which one would you say they would come in and out?
Straight back. On the right side,
Sorry.
next to the pool of water.
You said right side straight back?
The game of telephone
Said the-
continues.
You said the right side.
Alright, and I attempt to sneak back down into the main cavern while this is going on.
Alright, so the negotiation continues. Hi,
You can relay
take
any of
Ruby?
my current going ons to the party if you wish.
we leave.
I don't think that would be a good idea.
We take Ruby, we leave. Forest.
And
stick
your
it out.
ogres too?
Ogres come with Boss Heart.
Before we destroy
So,
this freaking
Do you guys?
As long as the villages are safe, it doesn't matter to me, I guess. I look over to Theo, being the obviously more moral compass in the party along with myself, to see what he thinks in particular.
Indeed, as long as the villagers are unhurt, they may have precious stone. As a sign of good faith, I'm gonna reach my hand over to Xander and take it and walk a little bit forward, and I'm gonna set it on the ground in between Boss Hark and I.
While he does
Yeah, I guess-
that, I'm gonna just say farewell to our little goblin friends, and I'm be like, I'm gonna miss you guys. I rub their cheeks like that and give them a little kiss on the top of their head as I untie one, and then I do the same thing to the other, and then I untie the other one. You guys behave yourselves now, okay?
They stand tentatively. They look over to Boss Heart, and then they hug you right in the legs.
Aw.
I'm gonna pull out a couple pieces of food from my bag and give one to each of them. It's kind of a final like thanks, I guess. Thanks for cooperating.
They seem to have a keen liking to you.
So, then, as you're approaching the back of the cave, the entrance, this was the cave exit that it looked like only the ogre footprints went down. They
Right.
left tracked in the mud. And as you begin to make your way down, it's about 20 feet before it looks like there's a wider cavern. Now, it's quite dark in here. You can't really see perfectly well, but it looks like there's a large hole in the middle of the floor.
I do have 60 feet of dark vision. So.
Yeah, now, so you can't see across the chamber. And there's also a
Right.
large hole in the middle of the chamber that you can't see all the way down. But down
Okay.
there, you can hear the flattering of some wings and a little bit of bat chirping. Sounds like a bunch of bats live down that hole, but there's a rim in this room around the hole to the lower cavern, and it looks like off to the side on the right there's a kind of an alcove where the big heavy ogre footprints lead into.
Okay. I will bypass the hole in the ground and make my way over to the ogre entrance.
Sure, just skirting around the edge of the hole there, you make your way over to this little side cavern. Now, let's see. Alright, huddled in the little alcove are a bunch of villagers, and as soon as you appear, they all put fingers up to their mouths. Shh! And they're like huddling quietly and up as against the wall as they can. It looks like there's some children being sheltered by maybe some parents, some other children, with each other. About, do a quick head count, 19.
19? Okay. I'm gonna make a motion like I'm here to help. I'm being quiet. I've snuck my way in here. Is there anything else in the cave besides the?
It's a hell of a motion
the
they're
village.
making.
Like,
They're about 10 feet in front of you. One of them kind of up front is motioning for you to just, like, approach.
I move forward slightly.
Hey, come here.
What is it? I'm here to help.
Jesus,
Did
what are you doing?
did Lady Nandar send you?
The entire village was gone. Lady Nandar was dead, but we defended it from orcs. We're here to help.
Orcs?
There's a
The boulders?
yeah, orcs.
What about
Orcs
what
came
about
in
the
and invaded.
giants?
Giants were gone. Your stone was gone. There were a bunch of renegades that came in. We defended the town. We had 2 goblins that we found in the village. They told us that you were here. We're trying to get you out right now.
Did you kill the ogres? Is the front cavern
ogre-
clear?
Ogres are still alive. They're at the front, making negotiations. Were there only 2 ogres, or were there
think so.
more? Okay, so the only 2 ogres that are here apparently are at the front. So the coast should be clear up until that point, and I have a group of people up there currently talking to them.
Watch out for these bats. Don't make any loud noises in here. They spook easily.
I've been trying to be quiet so far. So far, so good. Do you all have the capability of being able to leave by yourself?
We can all walk, yeah. A
Okay.
little hungry. A little tired. Nobody's been injured.
So far, the coast is clear. I walked all the way here. The only goblins I saw were in a different cave system. We could potentially make our way back to the front.
How do we get past the ogres?
Well,
They seem tentative, knowing that the ogres are still alive.
right. Let's see. Well, if we get to the ogres, they are currently with my party. Everyone be protected. We have some pretty strong people going on. Like we said, we defended the entire town against some orcs. If trade goes wrong, I feel like we can defend you guys. Persuasion roll?
Make a persuasion roll there if you want.
Cool, I have a +5 to that. That is a 15.
How about follow you? We'll follow you. We'll follow you out.
Okay.
Kind of
I can almost get.
It's whispering towards everybody else. Hey, we're gonna do it, and the whisper kind of spreads throughout the group there for a moment. Now, back out front. What's going on up there? Boss Hark is willing to take your ruby deal.
Okay, Mr. Bosshark, we had a deal, so take me to where the villagers are.
Hey.
Or take us to where the villagers are, I guess.
He motions to the two big ogres. Puts down the dwarf and the woman. The woman runs immediately toward all of you. You know, in shock a little bit, and runs to behind all of you, and then kind of like turns and huddles. The dwarf, foot down. Dwarf. He strides over here. To, I suppose Addie, who's up front.
Are you okay, Mr. Dwarf?
I'm fine. Little, hurt in the pride is all.
Are you the dwarf who ran the inn in town?
That's me. Morak is the name.
And you sure everybody inside is okay?
Everyone except the ones they ate.
How many
I
people
say
did
a little
they?
prayer for the ones that they ate. Just a quick one.
6, I think.
Any children?
We stacked the adults on the outside and the children deeper in the cave. The ogres took what was closest.
I give Relix a little pet. Mr. Dwarf, do you recognize him?
Relix, good to see you made it out alive. Ah, yes. A pleasure to see you again.
Is Relix's family inside?
The kids are.
Well, I mean, that's something.
And, Morak kind of excused himself. Sorry, let me talk to Lady Featherstone here. I think they were gonna eat her next. They took her away from the group a few hours ago. He walks back toward the woman who's in a little bit of shock here.
The way to the village is clear. You guys should be safe to head back.
Your inn might not be in the best shape, though.
I saw the boulder come through before I left.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
You were there to... Okay.
But if it's all the same, I'd prefer to wait and see how this turns out.
Well, just lay low.
And as this is happening, Hark steps forward and picks up the ruby off the ground and is inspecting it in the light. He waves his goblins and ogres out of the way. The captives, they're in the back. And as he's saying this, Ven is approaching the front of the cave, quietly leading a trail of captives toward the entrance. So, Ven, are you gonna kind of pop out? What were your plans with the villagers here?
My plan was when we got back to that center room with the 5 tunnels, to duck away into a different tunnel and have them go back in to look for the villagers as I lead them back out at sort of like a switch position sort of thing.
So you're still hiding. The villagers are just standing in the large cavern.
Yeah, I was just gonna try and get them to duck away inside one of the other tunnels. So as the
they don't seem
ogres
eager
come
to
in-
duck into any of the tunnels. They know
Any of
that
the
the
tunnels?
goblins don't go in one tunnel, and they know that the goblins live in the other tunnels. Now, Hark has stepped aside out front and has said to Addie, "They're in the back. You can take a look. The goblins will
Okay.
not harm you."
Does he he look like
Okay.
he's like getting ready to just like leave right now, or?
No, he's just kind of stepped aside.
You said there
So
was
he's no longer
danger
blocking
in
the
the
way.
woods. Why is it not safe here?
Elves.
What's so bad about it?
I put like a hand on Xander's shoulder, like it's okay.
What's so bad about it?
What?
I'm sure
I
it
guess
was a
he's-
misunderstanding.
Quick
I
question: How does
I didn't hear
first
it,
to like
so I
the
just-
goblins and the ogres?
What was that?
How far apart are like the goblins and the ogres from each other?
They're all standing probably within about 20 feet of each other, just kind of in a huddle. The goblins, the pack of goblins, are trying to stay behind the ogres, keep the ogres between you guys and themselves. And Boss Hark is kind of keeping the ogres within arm's reach or so of himself, but he's back down as well.
Is that in the room where like the mud puddles that you was talking about?
Are you asking me or saying?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Like, is that the room where like the big mud pools and stuff like that are?
I think
They're
it's
all
a
still
tunnel.
outside the cave, but
Yeah.
the way to the cave is no longer being blocked by this group. So, Boss Hark is telling someone to go in and fetch the villagers. You need, well, we clear out caves be gone by tomorrow. Need to gather families and goods.
Yeah, sure. Families.
Here, follow me. Follow Hark. He starts to walk back into the front, and his ogres follow Hark, and the goblins scurry to get back into the entrance first, ahead of everyone else. Now, there's a bunch of stalagmites that the villagers might hide behind there. If you're directing them to hide, I could roll a kind of hide stealth check for them, if you want them to be a little bit
Yeah.
out of sight.
I would prefer them to be somewhat out of sight, as much as they can be.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And after a minute, you see the parties start to move back inside. You're kind of out of the way off to one side, and the villagers have kind of taken up positions around the stalagmites. And it looks like about 9 goblins run back into the front, and a few of them run down one of the passages on the left, the first one, the one that you didn't go down,
Yeah.
and run off down that way. A couple others kind of climb some ledges on the side of the room up toward just little nests that are on the edge of this big cavern. And Hark, followed by the ogres, starts to make towards the bat cave in the back. But before he gets over there, Hark stops. And points at the villagers. Here they are. You may escape? You're not Hark problem anymore. Who followed Boss Hark in? Anybody?
Me, I guess.
I did.
Yeah, most of us did.
Yeah. So yeah, at this point,
Yeah, I
all
did
of you
too.
are in the great central chamber here, and the villagers, having been spotted, emerge from the stalagmites cautiously, still unsure, but seeing these new faces at the far end. Hark says, "Yeah, you go. You're free."
We're saving you guys. Don't worry, they're not gonna hurt you.
I guess
they'll be out of
as-
here by tomorrow.
I guess as that happens, I pop out from where I was hiding and go, oh, okay. I guess that's one way to do it.
Hark looks
Yeah,
at you a little cautiously as well. Are you, anyone else in here?
Just me.
Conflict neutralized.
It's all right. He's with us.
Well, we
We were just.
we break camp. We leave.
Okay.
Hark kind of directs a couple other goblins. You see a few of them picking up, crap from various goblin nests. But it looks like most of the families live down the first passage on the left side, where most of the goblins have scurried off to. The ogres don't have many possessions. They have a couple big clubs, some javelins that are propped up against some stalagmites around in here.
I kind of telepathically tell everybody I still don't trust these goblins.
I'm gonna spend the next few minutes or whatever just going by each villager one by one and making sure that they're okay.
So as the
Just giving them, like, basically, like, physicals.
Also, is Relix doing anything? I'm sure he's probably pretty excited to see the children.
Relix pops up off the backpack where he's been hiding, and he flies over the group for a moment and then dives down where it looks like he's been found by a young boy and a young girl.
Is this your family? I pet Relix as I crouch down to be on their level, which isn't very far, because I assume they're about as tall as I am, so...
Yes. This is Yandra and Sarvin. And the young girl, Yandra, kind of nervously extends a hand toward Addie. Hello. Thank you for rescuing us.
Are you guys okay?
Well, we weren't eaten by ogres.
I,
Young boy
like,
is still just quiet, you know.
I kind of stroke
He's petting
my
Relix.
fingers, like, lovingly through the girl's hair, and I, like, squeeze the little boy's hand, like, well, you guys are safe now. Don't worry. No ogres are eating you or any of the other people.
Yeah. Just like the others.
Are we still in the cave right now?
Everybody's still in the
Yeah.
main room of the cave. The villagers are making their way straight out the cave. They don't want to spend too much time in here. So
Yeah,
anybody who
that's
wants to
okay.
follow them out is...
Yeah, I'm gonna go
just,
ahead
like,
and-
kind of giving them each an exam as they go
Yeah,
out.
I'm
like,
gonna
I'll-
escort them. I'll pull up the rear of the group and just kind of escort them out.
I guess I'll be in the front, kind of leading him out, since I was the one who took him from the cave.
So, passing through, there's two villagers who stand out a little bit more. First of all, there's a couple of halflings, but also there's a pair of tieflings.
Do I recognize either of these halflings as being one of them from the locket that I possess?
Da-da-da-da.
So two
Because I took a locket off of one of the goblins that had a
How are you,
smiling halfling
do you
man
have
in
to
it.
lock it out right now?
No, but I did take it out, like, only moments ago.
Right, you took a look at it.
Yeah.
Make a... Well, no, you don't have to check. It's an adult male halfling, and there's a female and 3 young kids, halflings, coming out.
Oh, so I don't recognize. Okay.
Not from the locket, no.
Alright.
Stepping away for a second. So, there's the small halfling family, 4 there. There's the 2 kids, Relix's family. There's 2 tieflings, looks like a mother and a son, who step out. And as well, there's a few other families of humans who are making their way out. Scattered adults and kids. They all seem eager to get as far away from these caves as they can at the moment. So if, once they've been checked over by Addie, who makes sure they don't have any obvious wounds, which none of them do. They are hungry, cold, wet, sitting in damp caves for the last day and a half. In shock, most of them, from seeing ogres eat their townsfolk. But mostly okay. And they will start to head back toward the town. It is not far if you guys want to start to lead them in that direction.
Yeah, I'll lead the train of people back to the village.
Sure. So outside in the front, there's still Morak and Lady Featherbottom, or whatever her name was. I got her name over here somewhere. She's calmed down a little bit. Morak is just kind of, standing close by and sees everybody come out. Oh, kind of like sigh of relief, and he joins the crowd, kind of up front with you, heading everybody back in the direction of the town, which again is not very far at all. You'll be back in 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Addie, are you satisfied? Anybody else have any business in the goblin caves here? You see, after a few minutes, it looks like some of these goblins start pulling out, sledges, just long pulled, things of goblin supplies. There's some goblin kids that you see appearing out goblin non-combatants, you know, elderly goblins on sticks.
I'm just trying to imagine child goblin.
Dude, I bet they're super cute.
If you think real human kids are annoying, imagine goblin kids.
Oh, they're super
I
annoying.
I would imagine that they're pretty ugly.
Like puppy. You know?
I mean, are all the goblins leaving right now too, along with the
It looks like they're
villagers, or are
assembling
they
in the
still,
cavern.
Like, getting ready to go.
They're kind of just assembling the clan here.
If all the villagers are out, I guess I'll go around to maybe some of the more scraggly-looking goblins. I don't know if I can even tell that difference, but I'm gonna go around and see if any of the goblins actually need any help, also. But I just
That's
assume
nice of you.
most of them
I'm
don't
gonna-
speak English.
I'm gonna
or
kinda-
common.
I'm gonna kind of look back at Addie and just kind of give her one of those like looks of should we really be helping goblins?
You fucking hippie.
Love and peace, man.
Make a quick medicine check.
I feel like I should have. Oh, I do. I am proficient in medicine. 20.
Goblins might be a little bit dehydrated, but otherwise they seem okay.
I just kind of chatted up with the other tieflings that I see over here.
As
Well,
they're
she does
coming
that.
out, they spot you too, of course. You could both kind of stand out in a crowd. So the older woman comes up to you first. Nice to see a friendly face around here. My name's Destiny. What's yours?
Sounds like a
I am
stripper.
Akamenos.
I was thinking the same fucking thing.
Destiny with the sparkles? Yeah, I like that.
Good to meet you, Akamenos.
Akamenos just found a girlfriend.
She's older.
Bang.
40s
Bang.
and 50s. But
That's still fun.
this is my son Grin. Grin, who's probably about 20 or so. Kind of comes up next to him. Hey.
Hi.
Grin because he grins.
He looks morose. He does not grin.
Is his name Grin because he doesn't grin?
Maybe. Thanks and everything for, you know, whatever.
So those tieflings are MILF?
Yeah, you doggone right she is. My woman.
Hey, get on there!
Yeah.
So I guess we're just gonna keep. Well, I'm gonna keep just kind of escorting the villagers back towards the town.
All right, the trail stretches. The trail of villagers stretches for a little ways, and you wind your way back over the hills here toward the town, with the tail end being brought up by the Goblinitarian Addie over there after giving the Goblin Clan a thorough checkup.
Hey, that's the whole thing about being lawful neutral. I support both sides, man. It's all for the good, but it's for the good of everyone.
Anyway.
As the party approaches, the the drawbridge, which is still lowered, is still manned by those two Zentarum. One of them kind of calls out, and as you're crossing the bridge, making your way right into the town, Zolkin Alisander, joined by Kella, is standing on the inside of the wall, waiting to greet everyone as you return.
Zolkin, if you don't remember being this guy.
Zolkin, the leader of the Seven Snakes mercenary band, who arrived the previous night and have since taken control. Welcome back, he calls out a little uncertainly toward Ven, who he recognizes, of course. Morak also up in the lead. Who the hell is this?
We
At this point,
we-
the kind of crowd starts to gather on the inside of the walls here.
yeah, I shout out that we've
Villagers.
rescued. Shout out that do what?
What?
You said- What?
I feel like
Sorry,
3 people just said
something just
what?
cut out. Go ahead again.
Oh, you said he shouted out to me like, "Who's there?"
Sorry.
You-
I'm
you
not
said-
catching
you said-
what you're saying.
You said he shouted out to me that like, "Who's there?" Or... Is that what you said?
Morak, the dwarf, next to you. Who the
Yeah.
hell's that?
Oh.
It's Zulkin and Kella
Yeah.
standing there,
Okay.
welcoming Ven, who's
Oh.
in the lead, who they recognize back, and the townsfolk, who they don't recognize. Well, Morak
Right.
recognizes Kella, and vice versa.
Right. I lean to the dwarf and say that these are the people who helped us defend the village from the orcs. They took up position in the town, and they were here to help. I didn't trust them at first, but we fought side by side valiantly in battle, and I can attest that they are good people.
Well, they kept the town safe, I owe them.
It could have been a lot
My,
worse than it is now.
Well, see that everyone gets settled here. And Zulkin kind of stepping forward also. Yes, I would like to formally welcome all of you good people back to the town of Nightstone. For the time being, after the passing of our late Lady Nandar, which is news to a lot of the crowd, there's some gasps, some shock, but some of the folk, the one Ven talked to in the cave, knows she's dead, but there's some gasps and shock, and he says, since the passing of Lady Nandar, we will be keeping the peace. The trading post is open for business, and I can only assume the, traveled Morak will be willing to open his hearth to any who require it. As well, as far as rebuilding goes, we can make supplies available to you at steeply discounted prices.
Ooh. I like
And the villagers kind of trickle in. Morak gives Zulkin a little bit of a side eye, but then heads off towards Zin. And most of the remaining groups kind of break up and filter toward various houses. Some houses, of course, more intact than others. And there's still some remnants of villagers around, particularly under boulders. So all of this is something that they're taking stock of, but it's late. They're looking for a place to sleep. You see Destiny and Grin head off toward the runic encrusted cottage that you all broke into a while back, and they kind of open the door, which was, opened already, and peer in. Everybody else is kind of making their way around. What is the rest of the party up to here?
I want to kind of ask the other tiefling that kind of walked into that house, like, hey, wait, whoa, hey, wait a second.
Oh yeah. Destiny.
What was that that you put on that door right there?
Oh, just a little trick to fool the country pumpkins out here. It worked. Doesn't look like the goblins got in here either. I don't know.
Yeah, totally didn't get in there. That kind of.
She's looking around. Maybe someone else did though.
Yeah, a couple of don't worry about it. A couple of chickens ran here. Hey, anyway, you seem to be attuned with magic and everything like that.
Oh.
You think you could teach me a little bit of something like that, or
Oh,
something
well.
akin to that?
There is
Being that I'm a warlock.
There is a natural magic in the blood of tieflings. Even my son Grin can manage a few cantrips from time to time. Grin has gone into the bedroom, where he would be blaring his music if that was a thing. But Grin's out of sight.
Not a phase.
Destiny is kind of just sorting through the house. Say, you haven't seen a holy symbol at all, have you?
My mind is a little bit
Pulls out
fuzzy.
the
Could
holy symbol.
you jog my memory?
Asmodeus.
I think our Varial friend over here knows something about that.
A bloodstone pentacle.
Xander.
I used to keep it.
We can't really hear you, Trent.
Looks like it's been
I'm sorry, I don't know what's
uprooted.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's weird. Does my mute not work?
I thought maybe you figured out how to do, like, I can hear you right now when it's muted. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I thought maybe you figured out how to use mic one place and cam a different place, and that's what was going on.
This Discord app is just janky, apparently.
Yeah.
Xander pulls out the orcish holy symbol that he found and asks, "You mean this?"
Destiny kind of takes one look at it. No.
Okay.
All right. So I'm
This
gonna
is the
kind of overhear the conversation and
This
walk
is all
over.
back at the cabin. So
Yeah.
everybody is. I mean, if you want to have followed them to the cabin, I mean, Achomenos was following the tiefling for tiefling reasons. But,
Oh, okay. We're not in this. Okay, we're not in the
I mean,
same place.
you wherever you want to be, but I don't know.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
all
be
good. I
trying to
followed the
converse.
villagers.
I'm gonna try and converse with the dwarf more.
Morak is headed back into the inn, so if you like, you can pop your head in there, where he is
Yeah.
straightening up, picking up some chairs, kindling, stacking up smashed furniture over by the fireplace.
Wondering where all his booze went.
Noticing the absence of some of his better whiskeys.
I'll walk over and go. We may have had something to do with that. Don't worry about it.
Well, it's all yours as far as I'm concerned. You drink
I'll,
right here. I owe you that.
Well, thank you very much. I just had a couple things to ask.
Oh,
Um,
by all means, by all means.
So what's going on with? Do you have any idea what's going on with the elves in the woods and why giants would want to attack your city, your town?
Oh, no idea. The elves are a different thing. A few years back, a pack of them moved in from elsewheres. Those woods used to be empty, you see, but these elves took it into their heads that all forests are sacred, some elven hogwash, and they've been scaring good folk out of the trees ever since. Used to be hunters would come up here, stay at the inn, visit with the lady, and go out into the woods for some good old recreation, but no longer. Business has been drying up since then, in fact, but you know, what can you do?
Do you think the elves would have had anything to do with the giants attacking and taking whatever stone you had in the center of your village?
Doesn't seem on the surface like they'd be willing to work with evil giants like that. I don't know. Could be something going on, but it'd be more than I'd understand, I think.
Are these elves still causing issues for you guys?
Well, if nobody goes in the woods, the elves don't bother us. So I haven't seen them in, well, maybe quite a few months now, but that's because the hunters stopped coming. The lady outlawed it. She's, you know, not trying to antagonize them at all, but, you know.
Would be like open to, or I guess less hostile towards other elf subspecies?
Ah, yeah, I imagine. They tend to shoot first and ask questions later, but if you were walking in there with pointy ears like your own there, maybe they'll give you a little heads up first. I don't know.
Is there a reason someone would want to steal the stone that was in your village? Is there any importance to it?
Oh, well, folk have been coming around asking about the stone for as long as the town's been here. The thing was magical. Anyone with, practice in the arcane arts could tell. It radiated some kind of aura, but nobody knew exactly what it did. Probably a component in some, crazy wizard's scheme.
Some magic that we haven't heard of yet.
Is there anyone in the town who you possibly think would know more about this?
Nah, Destiny was the one who used to do all the spell weaving around here, and of course the old cleric over at the temple, but neither of them had any particular insights on the rock, except maybe to entertain some travelers with fairy tales.
Well, how open do you think the elves would be to communication? Especially with three elvish in this party that could possibly communicate.
Well,
okay.
I wouldn't go too far into the forest. They'll see you before you see them. If you wanted to talk to them, I'd put the elves out front and I'd wait near the edge of the woods. That's what I would do.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. That's possibly the only lead we have at this point to figuring out what the hell's going on.
Well, speaking of, there's something I was meaning to ask you, good folk.
Ask away.
You know as well as I do that not all of these villagers survived the last few days.
Right.
Between the boulders falling and the ogres, well, we've lost a few of our own. One of my good friends, she used to live next door to the inn by the name of Samil. The Southwell farm was hers, just over yonder there. He kind of points off toward one of the farms where you found a boulder crushing a person. Samil, she was a good woman, but no family around. She has a brother, though, by the name of Markham.
Markham.
It would sure mean a lot to me if you could see your way to tracking him down and just letting him know what happened.
Where is he at? Do you know? Anywhere?
Yeah. Last we knew, he was up north, by way of the 10 Towns, one named Bryn Shander, the capital up there,
Right. Okay. Could you spell that out for me real quick?
Sure, that's
Right.
B-R-Y-N.
You cut out. Hold on. Do it again.
B-R-Y-N.
Okay.
Space. S-H-A-N-D-E-R. Bryn Shander.
Okay. I'm looking for Markham.
I'm pretty sure that's a character in Neverwinter, for the record. Shandor.
Bryn Shander is a location in Neverwinter.
Oh,
I
I
guarantee
thought you were
it.
talking about...
It's one of the 10 towns.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the brother's name is what you were spelling.
No, the brother's name is Markham. That's spelled like Mark Ham. Markham.
Well, are they still having their conversation? Or...
Well, you are elsewheres with Destiny and Grant, so you are chatting them up. She'd be willing to show you what she can do.
I'm down for that.
Ah,
Quick question though. Do you know anything about the stone that's in the middle, or anything about the giant footprints?
well,
We asked around a little.
well, the stone used to be a bit of an attraction around here. Entertained more than a few passers-by with stories of its history, but to be honest, I made it all up. I don't know where it's from. It was here before the town was. And all I know is the thing was solid magic. You can detect auras like that when you're in my profession, and the thing, it radiated some strong magic. Whoever took it probably knew that as well.
That's some good insight. Another question. Before they kidnapped you and everything, did you happen to see anything weird in the skies or anything?
Just out of character clarification. They fled the town during the attack and were kidnapped once they got to the caves. They didn't know the goblins were in the caves. The goblins found out the town was under attack when the villagers showed up to the caves and they were interrogated. So then the goblins dispatched goblins back to the town. Anyway, yeah, we saw the castle. I mean, huge, cloudy fortress came, rocks falling from the sky. Man, I'd never seen anything like it.
Well, that's good to know. Also, since you're more proficient in magic than I am, would you be willing to accompany my band of people?
I've got responsibilities here now, especially with all that's happened. I was the healer, you know, the herbalist around here. I can only imagine some of these folk are gonna need some strong, relaxing brews come these next few nights.
She's more of a, let's say, the more frilly type. As opposed to our paladin, he's more straightforward. He's straightforward. Your son back there, however, would actually probably take a keen to my metallic freedom.
Ah, yes. You know, I'm a bit old to be hitting the road myself, but, you know, I appreciate the offer. Real thoughtful.
Would you mind having your son accompany us? I can teach him while he's out here.
Trying to pick up an apprentice?
Doggone right.
Party member.
Nice!
Meat shield.
Dude, not right next to me.
Doggone right. Protect me. Ow.
Everyone knows that NPCs are always meat shields.
Oh my god. Last time Ian and I were playing our IRL campaign, when the DM went to the bathroom, we took bets on what NPCs were gonna die first that we took with us.
I won. But,
See if you get that gold.
my party
sucker.
member is not paid up yet.
What a chump.
Nice.
You guys remember Sir Charles?
Hell yeah, Sir Charles was still alive, wasn't he?
So Charles lived to the end.
A dire rat I tamed in the last campaign we streamed here.
With all that
Eat that rat. Holy shit.
I asked Destiny, does she have any tomes or anything like that? Any books or anything that I could, take along as, something to keep my mind at ease or learn more?
I don't keep anything around the house, but I know the lady had a nice library over at the keep. If she really is dead and the guards are left, you might peruse that, find yourself some reading material.
Are there any on the Infernal Realms?
I don't
Or
know if the
infernal
lady
magic?
would have kept something quite like that around the house. There's
Is there history?
Well, there's certainly some histories. Histories of the North, particularly. I know many of her guests were upper-class folk from Waterdeep. They liked to show off, They get over there and read a few of the old biographies and histories. The common folk in the town, see, most of them can't read. So, the books were not really something that would attract many.
Gotta think to myself, oh, this town's full of a bunch of illiterate people. You're gonna get away with. I tell her, I appreciate your time and well-blessed knowledge that you have bestowed on me. And I kind of just walk back to my other party members.
Which ones, though? Some of us are pretty far away.
I walk to the library. Y'all everywhere else. I'm gonna go to the library.
In your absence, while the party was probably sleeping before you headed to the Goblin Caves, the Zentarim have assembled a sort of plank bridge, like Addy wanted to build, but no, the bridge to the keep is open again.
Well, I go that way to the library.
Yeah, cruise right over there. It's just one of the rooms in the keep. You remember, you were kind of looking through it the other day. You found some philosophy, some history, some books on the natural world, things like that. So, at the moment, the keep is lit up. There's fire in the main hearth. You'll have to go in the front door to get to anything else inside the keep. So, you kind of cross the bridge, go through the little gatehouse, and into the main hall, where there's a fire going, and one of the guards that you recognized earlier, a woman, she's just boiling some water over here next to the hearth. Oh, hey! You're one of the folk, the Zents, right?
No,
No?
I'm just here for knowledge.
Well, books don't bother me none. You can have all you want. She kind of points
Hooray
back
for
towards the
learning.
tower in the back, where that library was.
It's just nothing but porn, right? It's just gonna be fucking.
Woodcuts of dicks.
My
But
favorite.
yeah, you hop back
My
there,
favorite.
and it is an extensive library, unlimited subjects, but natural history, the political history of the North.
I don't find any tomes or anything like that since.
I used
was
to be an
some typhoons.
adventurer like you, then I took a splinter to the dick.
Make an investigation check just to kind of peruse the books here. It would take quite a while to kind of
4.
explore all of them. You don't see anything that pertains to extraplanar realms like hell, and nothing that seems to cover any entities like that, except for one book on an ancient empire that used to exist some thousands of years ago to the east of here. Not that far east, though. You've heard of this great desert to the east, bordering the north up here, called the Onorok Desert, or however you pronounce it. There apparently used to be a great empire of wizards, which fell some thousands of years ago after tapping into some unknown arcane secrets. So if you were interested, you could read about the Netherese Empire, but otherwise...
Yeah, I just take the book. And I try to regroup with my party then.
So a few of you are down at the tavern. What's everybody else up to here?
So I've been kind of mingling with the commoner, just kind of getting to like have an idea of like what the situation is, where there's people coming back like to their houses, or if they're like coming back to dead loved ones. I'm just kind of, even though I can't really sympathize with them, I'm just kind of getting an idea of like what the damages are and what we're gonna need to do to like help them repair things.
So yeah, you see, there's a lot of people. They all go back, basically toward their homes. About half of which have taken at least one boulder. So it's late at this point. Most of them are trying to stoke fires if they still have a hearth, or are kind of just gathering up a few personal possessions and heading toward the inn, where they plan to hold up for a little while. The church has also been opened. There's some lights on inside. It looks like one of the townsfolk has gone in there, perhaps the village priest, and who's also accommodating some villagers in the kind of main hall of that area. So as these folk are kind of gathering everything up, you can, if you like, pop by one of the kind of refugee locations, or try and communicate with
Sure.
someone.
So I guess I'll find like the nearest house that has like clear damage from like a boulder, and I'll just kind of offer my services to the person inside, since I'm strong enough boulders. So I'll just go over there. My good man, I'm very sad that your home was destroyed. I would like to offer my services, if I may, to help you remove this large rock from your humble abode.
There's a pair of them, two older men. Thank you, a couple of human farmers. My name is Thelbin, this is Bryn. There's a bit of redecorating that the Giants did here that we might want to undo here. If you don't mind giving us a hand. It looks like they lived next to a large wheat farm, which took a boulder not only in the farm but right through the roof. So there's a boulder
Okay.
in their front room.
Right. Of
There's
course.
also a young man outside who's kind of just taking stock of the exterior of the house. But these two guys will give you a hand if you want to help them move their boulder.
Yeah.
You can make
All right,
strength with advantage.
You said strength check with advantage.
Yep.
I rolled a 17 each time plus my modifier, modified 20.
Yeah, you get that thing rolling. Roll
Cool.
it right out the front door. It doesn't quite fit through the door, but if you muscle it through, the house has taken enough damage. They're cool with putting a new door stop out there.
Okay.
On a just really random side note, how many people, like, who in our party has lost their inspiration point?
I still have
Because
mine.
since we only get inspiration by awarding it to each other, I'm just wondering.
Almost nobody's used it.
I have used mine. I haven't had it for like 2 sessions now.
I think I tried to use mine.
You do keep trying to give it to people who already have it. I remember that.
I know. I kept trying to give it to people. Oh yeah, Trin does that too. Oh.
Yeah, because I tried to give it to Addie, and I mean, she still had hers. So.
Yeah, back then. So everybody
Yep.
still has their inspiration point except for me then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've got mine.
Damn. Guess I won't write down
That
anyone's
is
name.
something we can throw into introductions for each session, just so you all are aware who has and who doesn't have. But for now, Felbin and Bryn and Theo are pushing a boulder out the front door. You get it out, just kind of out the door, around a corner. The two men. These guys are in their 50s, so they kind of like lean up against the boulder, wheezing. Oh, thank you, metal man.
It's my pleasure,
Able to
good
do it
citizen.
ourselves, sir.
It is the least I can do to help you rebuild. If there's anything more that I can do, I shall be staying here throughout the evening and into tomorrow to assist with the rebuilding process.
Well, we'll need to put a new roof on this old thing, but you know, that's something we'll do in the morning. I think tonight we'll spend up at the inn.
I think that is a great idea. If you need anything else, I shan't be that far away. And I'm gonna start walking over to just the next, destroyed house, see if I can find some more villagers to assist. So on and so forth.
Well, you can certainly keep doing that. Anybody else up to something?
Were the goblins like leaving tonight, or are they like leaving the next day?
Goblins are generally nocturnal. Hark made it seem like he planned to leave as soon as possible, and the clan was gathering in the caves. They
Yeah, I
probably
wasn't sure
intended
how
to leave
big
tonight.
the clan was, so I wasn't sure how long it would take them to actually move out.
Yeah.
Because I'm still hanging out in that cave with some goblins.
What?
Yeah.
Well, you're still at the cave?
Yeah, I was helping all the goblins get ready to move.
Okay.
You left.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, oh, did you guys leave while I was in the bathroom with me? Like,
Oh my god, yeah, everybody's back at the town.
I thought I was still at the cave.
You can
like-
still be at the cave if you like.
I mean, that's where I was when I went to the bathroom, and then when I came
Oh my
back, I
God.
thought just some of you escorted the villagers back.
Yeah, all of them but you, apparently.
That's why. Oh, I guess I should have typed it in the Discord chat. I was like, I don't know if these guys are gonna come back to the cave for me or what. Like,
Bro, you got left like a kid in Walmart.
hey, that's okay. I like hanging out with those goblins. 2 of them already like are in love with me, so.
I look around and go,
At least
where the
one of
hell
them
is
speaks
Addie
English
at?
now, or common. I mean.
That's a good
I'm
question.
trying to. Hang on.
God, I finally spoke up. Then.
Jeez.
Jeez, DM.
I mean,
thanks a
we've been
lot.
going for like an hour after leaving the cave.
I know, that's why I've just been sitting here waiting.
Well, I've been periodically opening it up for somebody else to jump in. I mean, you clearly just did. What are you doing?
How did the
Zulkin,
goblins
that's
get ready to move? That's why I was wondering if they've moved out at this point, how much time's gone by.
Well, we'll say about an hour's gone by, and the goblins are preparing to move out. They look like they're ready. Hark has 7 large rats in cages that the ogres are carrying as pets.
Please say one of them is named Sir Charles.
No, they're not dire rats. They're just big.
never mind.
Hark
not
also
as
has
good.
a pair of female bodyguards who are accompanying him around now.
Oh, baby.
And there's probably about 20 or 25 non-combatants, old goblins, young goblins, and another like 10 or 15 armed adult goblins, and 2 others.
So they're getting ready to just peace out right now?
They're getting ready to peace right the heck out.
Well, I'm gonna go up to Boss Hark and be like, Mr. Boss Hark, it was a pleasure doing business with you. I think that's what they say down here.
Hark pats the pouch on his hip where he put the ruby. Ah, yes. Very nice, very nice.
Where are you going to head to next?
Oh, we, back into the hills, I suppose. Gotta watch these woods for the elves, and, well, the orcs lived north of here, so we gotta watch out for them, too, and, these caves, they were good, but, you know, the blob got to us eventually, blocking the water and everything, so...
The blob?
Oh, yeah, he points down one of the, cavern ways. The one that, there are the 3 that the goblins have been coming in and out of, the goblin warrens. Then there's the one cave that leads to the bat cave, where their villagers are holding up. And then there's one more cave that nobody's come in or out of or gone down since you've been here. And he points down there and says, the blob. It lives down there, between us and the creek. It's been a real pain getting water to and from there. We've been drinking this nasty mineral water dripping down from the roof, and there's a stream in the back that runs dirty. But, you know, without dealing with that blob, we weren't going to be able to stay here very long anyway.
Good fucking thing I didn't go down that tunnel.
Dang, all right.
Charlie's character just fucking insta-KO'd. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Dude, after all that planning.
I know, right?
4th session done.
Be like, okay, well, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Oh, that sounds terrifying. I pull the silver locket out of my, one of my pouches to my waist, and I say, you know, I found this on one of your companions. I'm not sure if you know who this halfling I saw inside is, but I'm sure that he would want it back. And I hand it to Boss Hark,
Boss Hark takes it.
obviously. Please make sure that he gets it if you ever meet him again, please.
Ah, yeah. Sure. Puts it in his pouch.
Oh lord.
Thank you so much. You guys all be safe. Bye now. Pat one, wave, pat, wave. Little ruffle, noogie. I just make sure that they all get out of the cave safe and sound, you know.
They,
I was just gonna say, reminder that the goblins aided the orcs or ogres in eating people.
Yeah, well, you know. Not all of them did it. It was the ogres, technically.
So, the goblins and the ogres
Yeah,
strike
we
out
know.
into the night.
I mean, I technically don't really know much of any of that, per se, other than what Boss Hark told me, because that whole, like, telepathy phone call thing was never really translated to us.
They
Dang,
strike
alright.
off to the west.
I was gonna ask if have the goblins ever considered allying with this village, since they share the common enemy of the orc and the elves of the woods?
I mean, you're back at the town, is that right?
Oh yeah, I guess I am. Never mind.
Sanders at the time, yeah.
Xander's at the town talking to Zulkin. Actually,
Yeah, you wanted to track down Zulkin, so he's easy to find. He's over at the the Lion Shield Trading Coster, where they are making hammers, nails, rope, straw, boards available to villagers who are kind of coming and going, picking up supplies here. On credit,
Okay.
it sounds like.
Credit.
Most of them don't have any cash available. Either it's been looted by the goblins or someone
Right.
else.
Okay. So wait, Zulkin is like basically just like.
At the moment, he's helping out around the store.
Okay.
His party, his whole
But, like-
whole
like,
gang
oh,
was
like,
here to
credits.
open this store for themselves, and he's accepting notes of credit for supplies at the moment. There's villagers filling out like, I owe you 43 copper pieces for nails and stuff.
Okay. Xander isn't quite sure if he's comfortable witnessing these mercenaries charge these people to rebuild their own village. But at the same time, they are also the ones preparing and like making the supplies. So he's not really sure what to make of that. I guess Jim and be like, so what's your relationship with Kella? How do you and Kella know each other?
He looks around to see if Kella's in the room, and she's not. So he says, "Oh well, I've known Kella a long time. I'd like to know her better if you know what I mean. But she's you know, a free spirit. You know what they say. So I expect she'll be out of here in the next few days. But we go where the work takes us, you know." There'll be a new supply convoy coming in, some actual merchants of ours taking over. We'll be heading back to Daggerford, we're based out of. But, you know, taking some advance orders here for supplies, helping these people get back on their feet, you know.
So, hang on, taking notes here.
Daggerford,
Daggerford, yep, to the south of you guys.
son and heir of Rusty Shackleford.
Shit, hang on, sorry, I lost my train of thought here. I don't know if I want to ask anything else, Zulkin. I don't.
Does he have a face?
He sure does.
Ask him about his face.
So, okay, tell me about your face.
Yeah, it's a good face. It's got me through so far, you know. How's your face?
Oh, you know, pretty.
Yeah. I don't know.
You should poke his face.
Not bad. Not my thing, really.
So, are you like the boss, or is there somebody above you?
Oh, everybody has a boss. Don't you know that?
Fair enough. Do you know any random, I guess, but do you know any information about the cave system around here?
No, this is my first time in the area. We expected to arrive to a thriving town. I mean, our plan was to undercut this guy's prices and run him out of business, but it seems like the goblins and the giants did that for us, so... This was the easiest job I've ever had, minus the orcs.
Oh yeah, did we ever run into the orcs or no?
No, the orcs, the few that survived the fight, maybe a dozen or so, fled off toward the woods, which you know.
Which was only the DM taking pity on us, I guarantee it.
Nope, it's in the thing. If half the orcs die, they run away. If they have endangered
We were
foothold
we
in the
were
town.
winning.
I was pulling
We were
no
kicking
punches.
ass.
I was trying to kill
Yeah,
them.
so Lester, I took no damage last time. And,
I attacked him. I just missed.
We were doing great.
I mean,
I was having a good time.
Yeah.
Do you know about the orcs that attacked?
Wow.
Oh, nothing. I didn't even know there were orcs in the area. But, I don't know. I guess when there's a town up for the grabs, it looked like they'd run into some trouble before they got here, too. They might have been on the run from something else. I'm not sure. I hear there's some mean old elves live out in the woods, but that's none of my
So-
business.
The giants showing up, that didn't deter you at all?
Well, Killa
Hearing about the, I guess coming here and finding out about the giants. Did that?
sent us a message the night the giants attacked. Told us what was going on, told us the villagers fled. So, that's why we were riding so fast. I mean, we wanted to get here before anyone else did. Seems like we were second in line, but hey, you know, it worked out.
Yeah. I mean, we're just here to adventure, so
Yeah.
you guys can.
I'm a bit of a sellsword, a wanderer myself. Me and the swords. They call us the Seven Swords, yeah. And the Seven.
There's
Swords.
7 of
That's
you.
it. There's six footmen and Zolkin plus Kella. Kella's not really a member of the same party as them, though.
Yeah.
She's a free agent.
Okay. Um, let's see. Hang on. Another thing here. I guess that's all I got.
Hey. We appreciate the assistance you've given us here. Let me whip something up for you. He ducks into the back and comes back with a little inkwell and paper and pencil, and starts to write out a letter.
Oh boy.
As he,
Xander doesn't say that.
as he
thinks
works
it.
on it, he just asks for clarification on everybody's names. Just you know.
Alright, so we got Xander, we got Adeline, we got Venice, we got I don't remember names, I'm sorry.
Theo and
Damn it.
Echamanos. Roll an intelligence check. No.
Echamanos.
You remember your companion's names.
Horn.
But he works up a little letter of introduction,
Horny. I don't know.
signed Zolkin Alisander, and he pops out a little signet ring and seals a little wax seal at the bottom. You ever run into any other outposts of the Black Network up here in the north? You show them this, and let them know that you've done good work in the past. And you can be trusted.
Got a way in.
And again, we appreciate what you did. If you ever
Yeah.
in the area again, you can expect a nice discounted rate around here. I'm sure the old dwarf will offer you the same up at the inn.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't expect it though. We did drink a lot of his booze.
Those dwarves can be a bit testy about their drink. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go by there and like drop a couple of gold coins just as kind of a tip.
You know, help them repair the 2 stories that were
And
crushed by boulder.
Yep. Clean up the kitchen a little, cause you know.
You looted it like a goblin. A goblin had already looted it by the time you got to it, so...
All right.
But if you hop out back toward the inn, you can see there's quite a few villagers gathering around the inn at this point. It looks like a few of them are helping to haul a boulder out from the middle, assisted by your good friend Sir Theo, who's lending a hand around the town at this point.
What a
And,
champion.
They've basically cleared out the common room in the bottom, pushed the tables and chairs that are still in one piece off to the side, where a bunch of villagers are setting up bedrolls. They've thrown a canvas tarp over the second floor hole. So the roof still has a hole to the second floor, but the second floor no longer has a hole to the first floor. And there's some people coming and going up the stairs too. There's a couple of rooms on the second floor that are still intact, including Morak's room. So you see him come back down the stairs. Ah, good to see you again.
Hey there. I just kind of feel bad because we like drank a lot of your booze, so.
He also freed my town from goblins, so I think we'll just call it even. What do you say? Well, yeah, convinced me. What do you got?
What?
Have a couple of points. I think you deserve it.
Can't say no to that.
What?
Stuffs whatever you give him in his pocket.
A couple of gold for all the booze we drank.
Hey, don't worry about that. You drink for free here.
We kept them from getting eaten by goblins.
Exactly.
That's just too cool.
It's not, from
Free
the
booze?
sounds of it, Morak there was about to be the next one just fed to the ogres because he's such a cocky little motherfucker. Like, he was giving them so much sass and they wanted like twice as much.
They're
for him as
goblins. He's a
everybody
dwarf. Of course he was giving them sass.
Yeah, well, you know. The goblins wanted like twice as much for him and we got his ass back alive.
Yeah, they did. Because goblins don't like dwarves either.
Anybody's shit, to be fair.
Alrighty, well,
So,
that seems like a good place to let you guys be aware of the time.
Which is about
Maybe.
10.
Yeah, so it looks like a couple of our team might be leaving.
Yup, unfortunately.
You guys said you could leave
Yeah.
cams up though so it won't break stream.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll be
I
able to
can
leave
try
mine
to.
running.
But, well,
Please.
what else do we want to do tonight? I mean, I
Oh.
don't want to embark on anything too new without anybody else.
I can
maybe
tell
pay attention to the
stories.
chat.
Yeah, no.
Well, these two are gonna come pick
Aquaman
me up
still
from the
story
cave at the
time.
very least, I think.
Yeah, and while you guys are at the cave, it was also mentioned there was like some kind of like danger in one of the uninvestigated caverns. Is that
blob?
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
wrote down about
blob.
The blob. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you could go and inspect that if you're
Yeah.
feeling
That's
sassy.
what I
Really
was
try
saying
and
is,
alleviate
now that
that.
Addie has heard about that, she's worried it might come for the village, and they've already been through so much and obviously have no defenses left, so.
Well, they have some
We gonna
defenses
fight a block
now.
of
They've
Jello?
got the 7 snakes.
So is that what we're gonna do now? We're gonna go fight the block of jello that's supposed to be threatening people?
Well, I'm thinking maybe we'll take a quick break. Here.
Yeah.
Let
Okay.
Xander and Theo wrap
Shall
up what they
we,
want to do for the night.
Take a brief hiatus, come back for a short second.
We'll let these guys do what they want to do to
second
wrap up for the
session.
night, because they're the ones who have
Anybody,
to go.
anybody taking off want to resolve, set yourself up somewhere, do something?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of help around the village, helping with like, burial services and like cleaning up and fixing up the village a bit.
Given it's probably approaching 9 or 10 o'clock at night in the village, most of the people are starting to settle in. A lot of the harder work is going to get started tomorrow. But you can certainly lend a hand with what people are getting done tonight. You saw Theo, of course, helping folk roll boulders out of the way and stuff like that. And, taking stock of what they've lost. So you can definitely lend a hand in the evening before everybody starts to settle in into the church or the inn.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of just take my leave from having assisted with the boulder rolling. I'm gonna go back to the inn and just kind of go into my sentry's rest and get ready for the next day.
All right.
Alrighty. Then I guess the rest of us will be right back. You guys say bye.
All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.
Be sure to give Theo here, aka John, aka the excellent couple, a follow. Great streams throughout the week that are not D&D, but you do a lot of magic, and he does some RPGs and stuff every now and then, and yeah. Give him a follow. I shouted it out in
Cool
chat.
shit.
I'll just post that link again one more time for anybody who might have missed it. And the
Thank
rest of us
you.
will be right back. Voices will still be up if you guys just want to hang out and talk over the stream, but I just put the be right back screen up.
And it's halftime.
Halftime.
I'll be
Have a
back.
good night,
Bears
everybody.
win.
Have a good
As the
night. Thanks for
Bears
playing,
win.
guys. See you next week.
Whoever
You
else
both will be here next
culturally-
week, right?
No.
I should be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know if something comes up, because John just got a new job today. Yay!
Yay! Yeah, so I'm gonna be. I had to be moved by. I had to be in Roanoke by the 18th. So that's of February, of course. So I'm gonna be.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I'm gonna be like looking for an apartment and stuff. So I'll let you know if anything changes.
What are we doing about XP then? Are we just gonna do that later?
You guys check Discord tomorrow, I guess. I assume you're not gonna check it later tonight. I'll make sure Ian posts your XP points in chat so that you have them.
Okay,
Cool.
sounds good.
Okay, yeah, because he already ran to the bathroom, so I can't ask him.
Yep.
Okay, have a
Cool.
good night, guys. Everybody else hanging out in stream, the rest of us will be right back. We're just gonna run to the bathroom and grab some stuff.
Bye! Alright, now I gotta figure out how to keep this from going to sleep. When the screen shut off earlier, I guess my computer screen shut off a couple times. Did my do you know if I can hear? Okay, never mind. What? Can you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, did it get messed up?
No, but we can still hear Trin even though they're muted.
They?
Shit! What is going on?
Trin, if you just want, I can just mute you from my end.
Okay.
I was gonna say if you can't figure it out, I'll just mute you from my end.
Yeah, we'll just all mute you and then unmute you next week if you just want to get going.
Okay. That's weird.
Just let me make sure that you're gone before I hit mute. I don't want to just cut you off.
Right.
It looks like I am the only one back for right now.
I'm back.
Well, yeah, but maybe if you had a cam.
I know, right?
Yeah. Okay. Shit. Come on, brain. What are we doing? All right. Good night.
Have a good night. So, just so you know, we were just talking about how Trin can't figure out how to get their mic to fully mute, so we're just all gonna mute them for the right now.
Did you mute them on this computer?
No, I just muted them on my end. They just took off. Looks like we're just waiting for good old Akmenos. I'll just transition it back. Oh, hang on, let me do this first. Because I don't want them to confuse, like, I don't want anybody to confuse you with people who are gone, because... Okay, that should be good.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work.
Hope Robert doesn't have to go to the bathroom on the break.
That would be unfortunate for everybody.
That's
Hope he
hilarious.
has 2 bathrooms in his house.
I never even thought about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Or a dark backyard.
Boys. So lucky.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Why am I suddenly hearing Charlie twice?
I don't know.
I'm not.
That's weird. Weird. Are you still hearing it twice?
I'm hearing the second one a lot more quiet than I was.
I don't know.
Did I accidentally unmute this? No, I didn't. Yeah, whatever. It's no big deal. Right? Screw it.
Sure.
After all the technical difficulties we had tonight, fuck it.
It's not coming through on stream, so I guess it's okay.
Oh, okay. Robert, what are you doing over there?
Doing the things.
Hey, there he is.
So, are we going to fight the cube monster or something like that, or what are we going to go do?
Well, I'm in the cave.
If we want to jump back in, if we've got everybody here.
Yeah.
Addie is at the caves. The goblins and the ogres have departed, headed off to the west. The rest of the gang is around Nightstone, having noticed that Addie did not follow everyone back.
Yeah, at that point, I'd be like, where the hell did Addie go? She's back
Yeah,
at
I'd
the
be
cave?
worried.
And I guess me and Akamenos will go back and take a look, see what she's been up to.
Yeah. I leisurely just follow him.
It's a short walk.
Does he-
You know the way now. It's starting to get dark, of course. The sun is set. But you find your way overland back to the cave, where, Addie, what are you up to?
What's the equivalent of a listen check in 5e?
Perception.
Okay, so I would like to do a perception check down the way that the goblins warned me about this blob and
Sure.
what might be going on down there. See if I can hear anything. Oh my
You
God.
can't.
You cheater. I'm just kidding. So I don't hear anything.
No, you take a listen and you hear the sounds of dripping water, a little bit of a running stream, maybe 100 or so feet down, but you don't hear anything that could be a creature of any kind.
Okay, well, then I guess while I wait, I'm just gonna continue cleaning my wings because I feel like I got a little bit rushed earlier. Usually I take about 2 hours to groom myself, so...
Looking around in the cave, there are some pools of water, but looking at it, it's kind of brackish water. If you give it a little taste, it tastes strongly of minerals and is not generally good for drinking. The goblins told you that the water that they had access to was not great. This would be that water.
How hot is that bubbling pool of mud?
It's warm. It's not too hot.
Maybe I'll give myself a little face mask.
Yeah.
Mud bath.
Gotta stay looking young and beautiful. I mean, I am like, what, 88 years old
That's
after
why
all?
the ogres were so beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Perfect 10 on the ogre scale.
So, I guess we made our way to the cave now. Find
Yeah.
Addie now.
Takes about 20 minutes. You hike your way back over there. Pop into the front of the cave and you find Addie grooming her wings.
Why'd you stay here?
I turn around looking like a mud monster with my mud mask on.
Oh God, what the fuck?
What?
Oh,
I'm
you're
sorry. I use my sleeve to quickly wipe it off and then rinse it off in one of the pools of water.
It smells like stagnant water.
It's sunny.
Sometimes I miss the smells of home.
So why are you still here? I noticed you didn't follow us back.
I was making sure all the goblins got out safe. Which
You
they
were-
did, by the way.
You were making sure the goblins got out.
Yes, but as my brother told me, species I can't necessarily trust. I should always make sure I know where they're going. They did leave in the western direction. They said they were headed for the hills.
Okay. Cool. Maybe next time don't stay by yourself next to the giant person-eating ogres. Probably not the best idea, but
They eat humans. They don't eat Avariel.
2 eggs in the same basket. 2 eggs in the same basket.
Are you
To
telling
an
me
ogre,
they're
at
like
least.
dragons?
They could be, for all you know. Have you ever seen an ogre before?
I've seen giants. They're a
It's
lot bigger
virtual-
than ogres.
Ogres are like small giants.
What he said.
Well, giants aren't dragons. I also stayed because the goblins told me something interesting. They said there's this thing called the Blob. It lives down that corridor over there, and they said they never go near it, and they're worried the caves would be taken over by it soon.
Okay.
What if that were to come out and attack the village? I mean, we're not that far from it.
It probably wouldn't be a great idea. Or
But
probably
this-
wouldn't be a great thing to happen, but I don't know if it's the best idea.
Those poor people have already been through so much. Can't we help them, please?
To fight a giant blob and to save a bunch of people.
Yeah, I mean,
If I
it
wasn't a
sounds easy.
tiefling, I would pick the other one.
Well, do you guys
I mean, if you-
see anything down that
if
way?
you-
I mean, I have night vision, so I can see 60 feet, right? Is what night vision has?
Yeah.
Or
I'm gonna
dark
take-
vision, or...
I'm gonna take
I don't
I'm gonna
see
take a
anything.
perception. I'm gonna take a perception check down the hallway just to see if I can pick up on anything.
Go for it.
Nope, that is a 5.
So yeah, you can all of you have night-sensitive eyes, so you can all see down the corridor. Looks like it goes down 5, 10, 20, 30 or so feet before it turns off to the south and leaves you view. But you get the same distant sense of flowing water down there, but you don't hear or see anything else.
Well, if you think that it's the best course of action to try and take this thing down, then I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, I think.
And I could use a little some action. A little bit of action. My grammar went off.
Well, I don't trust this. I don't trust this thing. They said slime cube thing.
The
Just
blob.
like
This-
blob.
The second it starts looking tedious or hairy, we need to get out of there because we're not at our full strength. We don't have our entire team with us. I don't want to risk it. But if you think that protecting the village is important, then we can at least try.
Well, of course. I think protecting every living creature is important.
Well, let's go for it then.
Maybe it'll be our friend.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that. If it's a blob, they
Make
don't
friends
really.
with the
So
goblin-eating blob.
They don't really communicate. It's like a jellyfish, kinda.
Well, you guys
They
killed a
just
lot
do
of
stuff.
goblins too, so you must have something in common.
That's probably the only thing.
The only thing that me and that blob have in common is both don't think things through all the time.
I'll
Well, I say
I'll pull
we
out.
go, and I like take a stance with a hand on my hip and I point forward, but I also look to you two like, I'm not going first. Like,
I kind of turn to you, and then turn back. and just
Same.
Give a deep sigh and just pull my sword out and start walking.
I do the same except with my staff.
and I'm just gonna skip along behind you guys.
I'll probably get up to about the turn in the hallway and take a look around and see what I can see.
Oh, hot damn! Ian's setting up a board here.
Do you want to cut to the map? Can we get this in focus here?
Yep. Hang on 1 second. Let me just make sure it's all good to go before I actually switch over
Ah.
to it.
I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
Fucking map.
Nice.
How much can we see?
I just
You're
have to
moving
move it over a little bit.
I guess I could have put it more in the light.
Yeah. Maybe if you turn that light on back there.
I mean, I have to get up and move. I refuse.
I don't know why Inferno asked me to sing a song about sitting on the toilet.
Because you're
'Cause you're
sitting
sitting
on
on
a toilet, man.
I mean, I don't know what songs to sing about sitting on a toilet. You don't
You
pay
never
me.
heard that? Sitting on a toilet. Sitting
I
on a toilet.
I
Pay me
completely
first.
forgot
I'll
about
make,
that.
make a song.
Dude, that's
I
like
can-
an old internet meme song. Well, now
I
you're
completely
moving the
forgot
whole
about that
board
until
now that I
right
got it in
now.
perfect focus.
I know.
Hang on a second, guys. We're gonna have some board here. Although, make sure you don't shake the crap out of my desk again.
Rip.
I mean, I feel like we're in a cave. It's only fitting that some of it's in the shadows here.
What can we see?
How's that? Good?
Good enough.
Neat.
So you are creeping down the hallway, and you want to
Yeah.
peer around the corner.
Yep.
Looking in, there's a smallish room, maybe 30 by 30 feet or so. You know, you can kind of see it. There's a large, maybe I'll do a couple, stalagmite in the center, which, unlike other ones around here, appears to be porous. It's full of holes. About 4 to 12 inch diameter holes cover the stalagmite, top to bottom. The whole room is in darkness.
Oh, whoa, you got the order wrong though. I'm in the back. Oh, excuse me, thank you.
I guess I'll make my way up to the
Those
The
bottle
entrance
caps are
of the
stalagmites,
room.
you said?
Yep, that's a large stalagmite, a single large stalagmite.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Full of
just the
holes.
entrance and kind of get a bearing of my surroundings.
Sure. So,
Yeah, I kind of hit that way too.
so having a look around, there's 2 exits from the room. One is a wider cave over here, leading down toward the sound of water. The other here is a very narrow crevasse running uphill in the opposite direction. And laying on the ground outside the stalagmite here, you see 2 very badly corroded hilts and partial blades of goblin swords.
Nice.
Mm.
I'm gonna walk over, pick one up, and inspect it to see what kind of corrosion damage it is. Like if it's
I
acidic.
assume
or
we follow in right behind him, right? Or,
I'm
did you
not going to
stealth in there?
assume what you do. You tell me.
Oh, I was talking to
I
Robert.
follow right in behind. Yeah.
I
Since
couldn't
he's already walked in
remember
there.
if he stealthed in there or not.
I did
Picking one
stealth
up,
now.
you can make a quick investigation check.
That's a natural 20.
It's acidic. It's been eating away at the metal.
Right.
So,
So I relay that whatever this is, this slime has some acid properties to it. So try not to get touched, or else it might burn a little more than you expect it to.
Well, with the sound of rushing water in the background, maybe we can have the thing dilute itself by running into the stream that's out here.
Possible.
Man, why did you guys tell me caves smell so bad when you get this far into them?
Maybe because you stuck the mud to your face.
Yeah.
That is
That might
for
just-
my
might-
beautiful skin.
It might just be
don't
you
live
you're
88
smelling.
years and look like this without any proper treatment.
Which
So-
way do you think that we should go?
Well, since we're in this cave and everything like that, I know it wouldn't be a wise idea to split.
Hell no. That's not happening.
Hell to the
So-
no is right. I mean, that one way looks like it's going back in the same direction we came from.
Where do we hear the water rushing from?
The
Like,
water rushing
is there like
the
any
south.
specific
Yep.
south?
South
right
path.
over here.
Oh, well, then
I
the
say we go towards the
water.
sound of rushing water.
They said the blob was towards the water.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's the way we're going then.
Agreed.
All right. As you maneuver your way down this passage, it extends another 15 or so feet before it also sharply turns and opens into a slightly larger cave where there's a pool of water. Yeah, if we can maybe just shift this up.
And we're just
Not
in
bad.
the cave
Did
here.
not leave room for the full cave. Can we kind of see that? Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I can see it.
There's some water there. It's lime green.
Well,
But in
maybe
reality,
you can
it's
see it where
fresh,
I
clear water.
readjusted it, yeah.
It's flowing in from one side of the room, and it looks like it's disappearing down a possible underground stream on the other side. But it looks much clearer and smells much less bad than the rest of the water in the cave that some of you have seen, some of you have smelled.
Well, I don't see anything there. I like peek around Akamenos' shoulder, like grabbing up on his shoulder but using my wings to like flutter a little bit instead of actually putting my weight on him.
I think we should stay weary about this. I take my staff and kind of run my staff through the water a little bit, check if anything's there.
What do you do?
I say I just take my staff, I kind of wave it through the water and stuff like that.
Sure.
I like flew for water.
Akamenos approaches the water. Stiffs the staff through it a little bit. It's deep and clear. Nothing happens necessarily. Can I get a perception check from the two in the back, not Akamenos?
Perception 11.
Man, fuck this die. It was rolling so well for me the other day, and it's rolled so crap all night. I'm switching. Though I got a 9. I'll use my poop die.
Poop die.
You got a 9 over there, is what you got? And an
No,
11?
I got like a 20 million
11,
hundred,
yeah.
obviously. Yeah, I got a 9.
Something we're gonna miss is about to happen.
Yeah.
Something's about to KO the three of us.
I have a passive perception of 12.
And I'll have everybody roll initiative while I do the surprise round.
Nice.
Sickly black pseudopod strikes the back of our cleric here. What's your AC?
13.
Oh. And as you turn in shock at this sudden attack, you see a large pool of black ooze undulating down the hallway, filling almost the entire hallway,
No.
striking out with its, pseudopods.
No.
That's
If this is what I think it is, we're done for, and it just blocked the only exit.
8 damage there, plus
8 damage.
I'm gonna die in here.
8 damage from the bludgeoning strike, and an additional 18 acid damage. As
Holy
the
shit.
corrosive acid eats away your clothing, your
Well,
armor,
it
and
doesn't
then
matter.
your
I'm
flesh.
dead.
Blech.
I'm dead.
Well.
Cleric,
It's a flop.
and initiative. What did everybody get?
20.
I got a 13.
What did I do with my d20? What was that?
I
after
literally.
Blobs can't climb walls, can they?
that? You don't know. You never met a blob.
This is a black
Oh.
ooze.
No.
One of the toughest enemies in D&D.
Actually,
Akamenos, what was your initiative there?
13.
13.
13.
And what was it from Ven?
I thought
Sorry.
it'd be like a gelatinous cube.
Well. That's unfortunate.
Ven, initiative, sorry.
Yeah, please tell me
20.
more about
20,
unfortunate.
thanks.
20.
So, you're talking to the person who, like, got
Yeah.
snuck attacked on and immediately killed.
Yeah.
I literally have no way to get you up.
Pull me
Who
away!
has those health potions that Akamenos distributed the other day?
Me?
Well,
Pull me
Akamenos
back,
may remember
grab
dropping
one
a
of
health potion on the cleric.
Once you get
I
rid
have
of this
3
blob.
health potions on me.
Venice, you are the first to act. You see behind you the ooze beginning to overwhelm your Avarial companion as she collapses unconscious, acid burning away her flesh.
I'm gonna, as an action, grab her and pull her back out of the way.
Sure.
And then as a bonus action, I'll take out my sword and then pull out my physical shield and prepare myself.
Okay.
So my AC goes up a little bit.
F me, man. F me.
We've got Akamenos up next.
I'll stand in front of her, not leave her in front of me.
Yeah, I kind of. I would like to use spider climb on myself and kind of adhere myself to the walls. Mainly kind of around the water part of the area.
Nice.
Can't really see, but I put you out some dice there, so you're above the ground.
Will I
looks
roll
like
for
you
that?
got some skunk farts there. You put
No,
the
you're
skunk
good. You
guy
cast
right
a spell
under
and you can climb your speed right up the side of the wall.
Okay.
So you can get it 10 feet to the wall. You can get another 20 feet up the wall. I'll put 4 dice under you so we know you're 20 feet up.
So that's just a movement. I really didn't take an action, did I?
You cast Spider Climb.
Oh, excuse me.
That's right.
So that brings us to unconscious Addie. Make a death save.
How do I do that?
Roll a d20.
Plus what?
Nothing.
Nothing.
10.
Is it... Yeah, I know, right? Is it 10 and up passes, or is it 1 through 10 fails?
10 and up passes.
You pass. Alright. Now it is the Ooze's turn.
I don't know which of these.
The ooze
D20s
begins to
use
approach. Does it have any reach? Yep. So it flies a pseudopod out toward the Hexblade. What's your AC over there with that shield?
17.
Ooh, good. The pseudopod swings out to attack, but you manage to deflect it. Now, your shield, of course, armor, starts to take a little bit of a corrosion, but you don't think it's necessarily affecting the structural integrity yet.
Yeah.
And that'll be the ooze's turn. Brings us back to Ven, right here, staring down the ooze. What do you got?
I'll dip down behind me and I'll spend my action to get one of the healing potions from Addie's pack and give it to her.
Alright, you pour the potion in her mouth. That's D8 health for you there. You can roll that yourself.
Hang on, let
if
me
you like.
just remove one of the health potions from my inventory first.
I believe it's just 1d8 for a basic healing potion, right?
Basic healing potion is 2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2?
Hey, what do you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like 1d8.
It's better than 1d8.
It's better than
Especially with the
1d8.
bonus.
Plus I
Wow!
rolled 2 4s!
Because with 2d4 you have a minimum of 2 hit points healed.
So 8 plus 2 plus 10 hit points, so I'm at 10.
Nice. You
Yep.
pop up.
Yep. I'm going to burn my action surge
Well,
to get a
actually, you're
secondary
still
action.
prone, technically. Go for
Yeah.
it.
So I burn my action surge. I'm gonna move up to the slime, use my bonus action to put the shield back away, and then take a swing with my sword at the slime.
Okay.
That is a
How tall are the
18.
ceilings in this cave? Like, really tall, or?
Reasonably tall. I'd
Because
say
I
probably
mean, he
about
went
30
20
feet.
feet up in the air, so.
Probably about 30 feet up.
Okay.
it's a 19 to hit.
19 will definitely hit.
Cool. Okay, that's a D8 of damage.
Your
7.
Hexblade sword here counts as magical, is that correct?
Correct.
Nice.
So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 damage.
It also does slashing damage, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you slash at the ooze, you begin to shear off chunks of it. And it splits. Now it's 2 oozes.
Yay. Yay.
And also, from being in proximity to the ooze, you take 4 acid damage.
Neat.
Well, I guess I don't have to worry about marking my death saves now that I'm up.
It, well, let's see. There we go. That brings us to Akamenos.
Alright. All right. So he split them in two. So one's covering the exit and then one's standing in front.
Correct. They are still blocking the exit there, but now there's two of them.
Cool. I throw an Eldritch Blast at the one that's covering the exit.
Get him.
So that was it. A 19.
That'll hit. Then it's what, 1d10 plus 5?
Yeah.
What? D10 plus 5. 15.
Nice. You blast him. It appears to magically evaporate or disintegrate some of the ooze, and the ooze shudders under the blast, but it keeps on oozing.
Keeps on oozing.
Hey, you want to move at all on your turn? You can crawl around.
I want to add. I kind of want to ask Vin if he can bait him towards the water over here.
You can definitely call out to him, even telepathically if you like.
Yeah. I'll reply. I'll do what I can, but I can't promise because they'll get an attack of opportunity on me.
All right.
You might wanna do better of slinging water at them than trying to force them over to it.
Well, you already slung a lot of damage at him. I mean, that was
Yeah.
paltry damage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this will bring us to Addie, who is conscious, laying on the ground. What's up with you?
I wanna. Well, I'm gonna just say what I want to do, and you can tell me how much of it I'm actually allowed to do.
That's how it usually works.
So I want to get up,
Half your
fly
movement.
as high in the sky as I can, while
15
still
feet.
casting bless on the three of us.
Okay.
I forget what bless does, but I think it gives you like 1d4 to saving throws or something.
And attacks.
And attacks.
And attacks.
Yeah.
And attacks.
Addie is 15 feet up in the air, and you are both blessed. You didn't want to bless the ooze?
Hell no, the three of us are blessed. Actually, I can bless 3 targets.
You
so.
blessed yourself also, excellent.
Yes.
So,
For
that's
the
your
first
turn.
I feel
time.
great. Feel great.
I feel good.
And that will bring us to the oozes. Plural. One ooze is going to swing at our good friend the Hexblade. Ooh, that's gonna be a hit. 21 to hit there. That's a hit on you, right?
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah. And it's gonna do some damage. So I
Dude,
used
good
all my
fucking luck.
d6s to stack people up high. Give me a d6.
I'll give you one I'm not using. Here's one I'm not using.
I thought I left one die for myself of each kind. 7
I had a
damage
sp-
from the strike, and
Cool.
oh, I used all my d8s. Give me a d8. Oh, I have a d8. Sorry.
I was gonna say how.
3.
That's a d10.
14 acid damage as well.
There's 8.
For you.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
Yeah, right. That acid damage is bonkers, man. That's what killed me.
I have
And,
I have
the
four
other
I
health.
took
ooze-
18 acid
This
damage.
other ooze begins
so.
to slide up the wall, which it clings to with no difficulty whatsoever. You get an attack of opportunity as it leaves your space,
Cool.
Venice.
Natural 20.
Wow, that's a big hit. Go ahead and roll that critical damage.
Just disintegrate that. bitch.
So
No
it's
killing
it's
blow. As per my
the
special
dice
rule.
the dice plus 2 or the dice doubled
Yep, double the
plus
dice.
my modifiers.
Yep.
So that's really good. I rolled max damage.
Nice.
That is 16, 17, 18, 19, it's 21 damage.
All right.
Magical slicing.
Oh my god, I know what you just did,
Dope.
dude.
So
Not
one ooze
dope.
drops off and stays there.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ooze continues on its way. 5, 10, 15, 20. Crawling over toward the warlock perched up on the wall, but it can't get quite there yet.
I need to look up my effing spells so I can make sure I'm doing this the best I can.
Time to just climb up to the top of the damn roof.
Sorry, I'm new to 5e myself, and I'm also not used to
He's
playing
there.
spellcasters.
Yeah, whatever.
So
He's up off the ground. 5 feet up off the ground. And 15 feet closer to you. And that'll take us back to Venice at the top.
Cool.
No.
This is getting kind of hairy.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to use my second wind. I heal for 1d10 plus my fighter level.
That's probably good.
That is 10 damage. Or 10 health, I get him back.
You take 10 damage.
I take 10 damage and I'm dead from myself. Cool. And then I get the only thing I can do is just fucking swing again. And I'll swing at the small one that dropped off of the ooze there.
Oh my god.
Alright, give it a go.
Dude.
I only have swingy magic.
I thought you had Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, but if I back away, they're probably gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
If I back away, they're gonna kill me not on your turn. That is 23 to hit.
Definitely, don't even need the bless, unless you added that.
Oh,
In which case, it's
shit.
definitely.
Oh,
So
shit.
go ahead and do some damage.
Not great. I did 6 damage.
Cool. Bloop.
How in peril are you?
I'm at 14 health now. But if I take another hit, I'm probably knocked out.
Yeah, with those mean acid hits. Let's see. Anything else you want to do on that turn of yours? Did I lose sound, or is he thinking?
I think he's just
Do what?
thinking.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh.
So use my bonus action as second wind. I guess I'm done. Yeah.
Akamenos, you're up. You got news crawling towards you. You got 3 users on the ground.
You might want to move. You can go anywhere in this
Yeah.
room.
I try to back away.
'Kay.
Yeah, I just back away a little bit. Is there anything like I can like do? Well, is there parts of the cave like there any like loose rocks anywhere? Is there like I noticed like some water's like dripping somewhere or something like that?
There's a couple of small stalactites. You can maybe knock one of those off.
Oh, are they over the exit or are they right above me?
They're scattered around. If you wanted to aim for some stalactites, then you can just shadow them in whatever area you might like.
Yeah, I risk actually hitting one of them with the stalactite. Eh. Shit.
You haven't been hit yet, though, right?
No, not yet. Oh, not yet. Actually, I could probably. I hit the blob that's near me, and see if I get him to fall into the water. And see if he can splash something.
You
Sure.
gotta figure out a way to get fucking Venos the fuck out of there so
Well,
you can
never
stop
mind then, I
melee
just aim
attacking
at
these
them.
guys.
Yeah,
I aimed
it's
at the
fucking
3
rough.
guys on the ground.
Dude, every time he melees attacks him, don't you see? He keeps making a new one. We gotta get him out of there.
I chuck an Eldritch blast at the 3 on the ground.
But
Alright,
the
you
problem
want
is
to,
that if I
Spear one of them in particular, or are you aiming for like stalagmites to drop?
Well, hang on, wait. Hang on. What were you saying again, bro?
Are you aiming the blast at one of the oozes, or are you aiming it
No, I
at
was talking about
some-
Venice.
Oh, I was saying like if I can use my movement to shift away, but they're just gonna come after me, and I get closer and closer to the wall, and eventually I'm gonna have to melee them anyway. So
Shit. Well, I mean, there's 3 of them there. There's only 1 blocking the exit. There's 2 on this other side.
mhm.
I mean, if I hit one of the stalactites, I gotta worry about either hitting one of you guys.
Now, the
That's-
oozes that split are splitting their mass. So these two are much smaller. Well, these 2 are the smallest, and then this one was a split, and that one was also the original. So they decrease in mass. You can see it's hard with my thing here to represent just quite how much they will split, but there's 2 of them that are actually quite small. and 2 that are medium-sized.
Reading up on spiritual weapon, and I can't figure out if that's actually like another melee attack or it's like a magic melee attack that does force
I
damage.
feel like if you do a non-slashing weapon, because you can summon any weapon you want, so you could do like a club. And
Well, it
I feel like-
it takes any form you want, but it does the same
Yeah.
shit no matter what form it takes.
It's probably
You know what I mean?
force damage.
Yeah, it's
Probably
force
force
damage, what I
damage.
just said. Yeah.
I think the problem is my slashing. That's the problem.
I'm trying
So
to
if you do-
remember. I watched
So
them
if you
fight one
do
of these,
force
I couldn't
damage, you'll probably be
roll.
alright.
Well, you guys have been making sure to add bless to your attack rolls, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so there's just 2 smaller ones.
2 smaller ones, 2 medium ones. Size pertaining to their general health. Although they are oozes and they just continue to undulate, you can't really tell which ones are wounded or which aren't. They are different
I aim it at
sizes.
the 2 medium ones.
I mean,
Since
the 2? Eldritch
Well,
Blast, you'll just target 1.
yeah,
Yeah, you can only target one.
the
Or
one that's in
now.
front of Venice.
Sure. Give it a swing.
What is that? I got an 8.
Plus your
Plus
d4.
1d4.
Yeah. Hit. Motherfucker. 4.
You got him. You hit.
We all knew that deep down I knew this was in here. This was what was in here. I mean, didn't we all?
And I was hesitant.
I was hoping for a
Everybody kept saying
gelatinous
cube. I had never used the word cube.
No, yeah, like I kept correcting people. No, it's the blob.
Like, you're not gonna go fight a gelatinous cube right now. You're gonna go fight something.
Hell, the way
But,
these guys
what's the
Eldritch
damage from
blasted
the,
all those
Eldritch
goblins, I would have
spear
been
over
scared
there
of a
of
gelatinous
Manos?
cube if I was them. What?
So
Akamenos damage.
I rolled an 8 plus that D4 and what?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, no, that hits. Yeah, for sure. So, do damage. The D10 and 5.
Yeah, so I rolled a 9, so
13
14.
damage? No,
Yeah.
14. 14.
14.
I can do
yeah,
math.
14.
Math are hard.
So you do burn it. Well, I don't know which one you were aiming for particularly. You burn it
The one that was in front of Venice.
quite a ways down. It's smaller than all the others at this point. Yeah, it's boiling away its oozy flesh.
I can't cast Spider Climb on any of my other allies. Sorry,
Spider
guys.
Climb would be a concentration, so you'd have to drop it on yourself and give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, if that's all, then I believe that brings us to Addie.
They're tiny.
I took so many turns here trying to decide what I want to do, and I'm still undecided. Do I want to heal Menace, or do I want to try an attack? I can
Say
only
heal
cast
Menace.
one
Say
spell
heal.
this turn, and I gotta make it count.
I could probably use some health. I took a hit. I could probably take another one if I had
You're
more
still
health.
at 14 though, right?
Yeah, but the acid damage will probably kill me.
Splash some 40.
Ah!
Because it did 16 damage to me in one turn.
Let's see. I gotta
No, it did
count
21
squares
damage to me in
here.
one turn.
Wait. I shouldn't do that. I'm also at really low health. I mean, I only have the 10 from that potion, which I really lucked out on.
Can
What's
I make
your
a
max
check?
health, actually?
What do you
27.
And you're at 14 right now?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about over there, Akamenos?
I was asking, like, I see this blob by this, like, what you have down there is like a Kit Kat. Is that just a wall, or is that
Yeah,
like
he's
another,
he's about 5 feet up the wall.
is there anything, like, stalactites near the water or anything like that, since you said it was scattered and everything?
Since he's perched right on the wall, you probably wouldn't be able to bring down anything from the ceiling onto him, just because he's, on the wall and water drips down the wall
I'm
instead of making stalactites.
Okay, well, I'm still asking, like, are the
Here, what-
stalactites of the water any?
Yeah, there's some stalactites over the water for sure.
Cure Wounds is a touch spell, right? Cure Wounds is a touch spell.
I believe so.
So I'd have to get down there.
You also have
Okay,
more.
you're
You
gonna
also
have
have more
to-
movement afterwards.
Yeah, well, I'd have to move down there to get to you. I'm
Yeah.
like 20 feet up in the air.
Okay.
So that would be like my full movement is to just get to you. I am going to throw a guiding bolt. Can I do that in a cave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure it's not like one of those that has to come down from the sky.
No.
I am
Gonna
going
fall
to strike a guiding bolt to that one in front of Venas.
The small one?
Yes.
Okay. Roll to hit.
What is? That's one of the ones I didn't look up yet. I do have to roll to hit though. 18 plus what? My spellcast ability or something like that.
Plus a d4,
You're-
but it definitely hits.
Yeah.
Alright, well it definitely hits. I gotta figure out what I do for damage for that though. Greater Gust. Guiding Bolt. 4d6 radiant damage.
Shoot,
And the
that's
next attack
50.
roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna
you
kill
can roll
it,
as many
but-
d6s as you like. The minimum damage you do is 4, and it has 2 hit points. So,
Okay.
it is
Cool.
eliminated.
Cool. That helps some.
Nice.
And then I want to fly down to. Well, I have the advantage of being on Ian's thing here. I want to fly. Oh. I want to go down 5 feet in elevation and move over to right behind him. And yell, "Get out of there!"
They probably won't have much of a chance, honestly.
Well, they're not right
Yeah.
up next to you anymore, so you can move.
But then
Yeah,
it's their
that's
turn
for
before
space.
mine.
Yeah, that's true. One of them's halfway up a wall, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I
with
should have
that.
spent my guiding bolt on the big one. I'm so dumb.
Nah, that big one we can take by once we get rid of these other two.
Yeah,
So-
the other two don't look too huge anymore.
Whose turn? I just chucked a d8 at nowhere.
I think it's Venice's turn now.
No, it's the oozes.
Oh,
Yeah, the
There you
oozes
go.
go last. They have -3 to their initiative. This ooze is crawling. It's about 5 feet away from Akamenos, which is close enough to strike with a pseudopod. Oh, actually, Akamenos is 20 feet higher than the thing, so actually it's not that close. So it's crawling closer to Akamenos. It's on the ceiling
Only
above
5
the
feet
water.
higher than or 5 feet lower than Akamenos. If your dice.
Well,
are
still
too
5 and
large.
5 is.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
But
Just keep rotating.
that's the ooze.
Just climb across the ceiling.
oh boy.
To be fair though, Charlie, if you do, or I mean, Venice, if you do take another hit, then that's when I can use my critical wounded magic.
Yeah.
And,
I've
these
got
other-
a plan as long
That's
as they
what I
don't roll above
figured.
20.
That's why I
These other
decided I'll
two
go for the
oozes
attack.
are both going to strike out with pseudopods at Venice. Ooh,
Cool.
what's your AC?
15.
Alright, that's a big hot miss.
Ooh, excuse me.
That's a hit, though.
What did it roll?
A 2 plus 5.
Cool.
And this was a 13 plus 5.
I will use my reaction to cast shield.
Ah,
So
nice.
my armor class goes up to 20 for the round.
Nice, that'll make both of them miss. So that'll do it for me. The oozes went. Which is now Venice's turn.
Cool. I'm going to move back towards the back of the cavern, probably right next to the water.
So like right under Akamenos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. and I'm going to look at the one on the ground right next to the water.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hexblade's Curse on it,
Okay.
and then I'm going to throw an Eldritch Blast at it.
Nice.
So that is, ooh, that's good. It's a 24 to hit,
That'll hit.
and a D10. Oh, that's not great. 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
Eight damage total.
Yep.
Don't forget, you guys still apparently have your inspiration, so.
And that's it for my turn.
All right, that was eight damage altogether there.
Yeah.
All right. In a scorching eldritch blast, this ooze is disintegrated to nothing.
Oh, I get health back.
Ooh.
Warlock level plus charisma, so
Nice.
3 plus I get 6 more health.
Cool.
Yeah.
You don't need me.
And that brings us to Akamenos. There's an ooze crawling dangerously close to you. Along the
to run.
ceiling.
Yeah, I kind of move away, and since they're on the ceiling, I chuck an Eldritch Blast at them and make them fall from the ceiling.
Ah, you fall and die.
Spidey lost his grip.
Give him an eldritch blast. Make it a go.
You good roll? Good roll. That's a 2.
Ooh.
And if you want
Plus-
to aim it
D4.
at the pseudopods sticking to the ceiling, I'll have you do half damage and then cause the thing to make a dexterity saving throw or fall.
You added your D4, right? From the
And
blast.
So,
D4 plus your 5 to hit,
yeah, so that's a 2 as well.
so
Plus that
9.
5.
So 7
yeah,
to hit.
9.
No, wait,
9
you
to
rolled a
hit.
5 and then a 2, right?
They have an armor class
I rolled-
of 7,
I
so
rolled-
you hit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I rolled a 2. With a D4, I rolled a 2 plus that 5.
So yeah, you did have a 9,
Yeah.
which is a hit. So I'm gonna roll damage. We'll do half of it to the thing, and then I'll cause it to make a dexterity saving throw or fall.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I rolled 19.
19 halved would be 8 or 9.
How'd you roll 19?
I thought I had to roll. I
Oh.
don't know.
Yeah, no,
No,
D10 plus 5.
Yeah,
Alright,
D4 's
so
only to
yeah.
hit.
That's 18. Minus, yeah, 18. That's what I got for that, but
Nah, damage.
I thought
The D10.
plus 5?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way you could get any.
Oh.
I know. You're rolling the wrong dice.
all right. So yeah, what? 10 plus 5.
Yeah, D10, yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah, D10 plus 5. I rolled a 7.
Alright, that'll get you to 6 damage, right?
12 damage. Oh,
Yeah.
if it's halved, yeah, then.
Yeah.
Or 6, yeah.
So, the Eldritch Blast, let's see. You scorch it with some Eldritch energy, but you've directed some of it also at the ceiling to try and, like, shatter its connection. You see it disintegrate into little tiny ooze blobs and fall into the water. It appears to have been destroyed by the Eldritch Blast damage itself, and whether or not it fell or would have fallen, you don't know, but it's dead. It
Cool.
drifts oozily down into the water, along with some shards of rock.
Neat.
One
just leaves one.
remains.
That just leaves one.
Let's see, you moved 15 feet to get away from the thing. You do still have 15 more feet of movement if you'd like to move anywhere else.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm close to my group right now.
Yep.
That wouldn't be smart to move on top of the thing. I just stay where I am.
Cool. And that brings us to Addie.
Okay, once again, not entirely sure what I want to do, but, let's see, looking at the board here, think I'd like to fly up over the water and kind of like to the middle of the pool and take what elevation I have left after that move.
You can get 20 feet up in the air.
I'm
Or
at 10 feet up in the air, right?
I know, which is to say you went up 10 feet.
Yeah.
You moved 20 feet horizontally
Okay.
and 10 feet vertically.
Alright, perfect.
You're fluttering
And
around near
then
the ceiling.
I am going to cast a Sacred Flame
Alright.
at the ooze over there. So... Oh, frick!
Whoa!
Wow.
Oh, that
What the
D20
hell?
is fucking out of there. I'll have to go get that one later.
Okay,
I picked
okay,
it up
bye.
and I just like flung it out of my hands and Ian tried
It
to
landed in my
Don't
hand. I
stop
tried to
him,
close
and
my
it
hand, but I
went,
flung it behind
It
me.
went all the way across the room. Not important right now. Fuck, maybe it was important. I rolled a 2.
Plus your D4, plus your attack bonus.
So 10.
You hit.
I do hit, huh? What do I do for a Sacred Flame again? Let's see. Oh, I passed it. I was on the right page. 1d8. Okay. 1.
Anything added onto that?
Nope.
Oof. Alright.
I just nicked
Well,
it.
you burn a little bit off the corner there.
I just nicked it.
Anything else you want to do? You got your movement used up, so really only if you have a bonus action you can use. Nope. Okay. Ooze time.
I'll be right back.
It's gonna
while
go
you guys take your
5,
turns.
10,
What?
15, 20. It goes 10 or 5 feet up the wall, and it's still 10 feet or 15 feet below Akamenos, so it can do nothing.
Ha, stupid slime.
Nah.
Slime.
Spider climb, but only 20 feet of movement, so. And let's see, that will bring us back to Ven at the top.
I'm gonna fire another Eldritch Blast at it.
Fire away.
That's 10 automatic hit, so.
Yep.
10 points of damage.
Big damage. You scorch a goodly chunk right off the side of that thing. It's looking quite small and unthreatening compared to the ooze's dominant presence earlier in this fight. I'm just shrinking it and putting it back. Anything else you want to do?
That's it for me.
All right.
For me.
Akamenos, up the walls. Another ooze is crawling at you.
Yeah, I just throw an Eldritch Blast at it. Just
Good
to get rid of
move. Give it a go.
it. I rolled an 8.
That'll hit. AC is 7.
So I ain't gotta worry about plus whatever damage. Worry about plus whatever damage.
D10 plus 5. But actually, you're right. It has 2 hit points. So you have scorched
Yeah.
it. It is dead.
Hey!
All right, that's fun. Oh shit!
Yeah.
And then you
Let's,
pull
literally-
out-
get out of here.
Literally used everything that I had. All of my spell
That
slots,
acid
all of my
damage took
bonus
me by
actions.
surprise. I just did not check that, I guess. But yeah, they do mean 4d8 acid damage.
Yeah, the hit itself wasn't bad, but oh god, that acid damage.
Yeah, it's d6 damage from the pseudopod, but then
Yeah.
4d8 acid damage.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. I was like, cool. I blocked with my shield. I got my shield spell. I'll put my shield away, and then you rolled 21, and I was like, fuck.
I don't know. I don't think so. Man.
Well,
Oh my god, you guys killed it?
One
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast from Akamenos was enough to finish it off.
Darn tootin'. Did anybody else get hit while I was gone?
No.
no.
It crawled towards Akamenos, but it was too far away.
So I wonder if
So-
that was the only slime in here.
3 more
I don't
black
believe
oozes.
so, and I hope.
Oh fuck.
Dude, wouldn't that be hilarious?
No.
I think it would.
No. I would be so sad. Rip campaign.
Dude, I can't believe it came from behind that fast. I mean, like, there wasn't anything
It's
in that room, and then all of a sudden it's just behind me, KOing me.
It's-
Like,
Snuck the fuck up
Bullshit.
on you.
That,
There's no movement speed on that. I saw how he was moving them. There's no way that could have caught up to us.
20 feet, check it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You were here.
It just came out of that?
It came out of the porous stalagmite with all the holes in it, yeah.
I had a feeling that had something to do with it.
It would have attacked if you stuck something in one of the holes, but
I
otherwise
did
it
not
waits for
realize
somebody
those
to
were
go for
porous
water before it ambushes.
stalagmites. I thought they were just plain old stalagmites. Thanks
I said
for...
porous, I said holes. You gotta listen. I don't know, man.
I mean,
Yeah, I did hear that. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fuck with that because it's probably weird.
It was weird. It was assuredly
It was.
weird.
It was
it's
definitely.
a saxophone.
He's just blowing one of the holes and, you know.
Slime
So,
face.
Akamanos didn't get hit at all?
Nope, scurried around.
Nope.
Avoided
Dude,
all damage.
he kited the fuck
Kited.
out of those slimes.
Way to
He did.
fucking play
Yes, he did.
with the team, man. I'm just kidding. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself and toss Venos a health potion.
Cool. Cool. Uh-huh. That's exactly enough to what I need to go back to full.
Perfect. Let's see, I just gotta look up what I gotta do for Cure Wounds. Oh, excuse me.
Well.
I'm literally tapped on everything else besides melee attacks and Eldritch Blast now. I use everything that I had.
So that plus that.
We haven't gotten to the point where we have to like pick our gods yet.
Do
Well,
I?
you can
I mean, I picked my
have
god
a
when I
god
made the
of
character.
your choice at any time. I mean, it's just like a roleplay character decision. You know, you can choose a divinity. As a warlock, you have those certain class features that you choose, but that
My
wouldn't
god is
necessarily be the same
Erdrick Fania.
Well, see, that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, since I'm like part the Tiefling and I'm part, the Great One. Like, do I just choose between one of those god things, or?
Tieflings are, infernal blooded, so some of them do worship, devil princes. You met Destiny, who prays to Asmodeus, the Lord of Hell. That's a personal choice. You can worship devils if you like, or you can pray directly to the Great Old One who sponsors you magically as a warlock, or you can worship Lathander or whoever you want. It doesn't matter.
I don't think Tim would be too happy about me praising anyone else.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Then again, having Cthulhu as a god would be dope. But then I don't want to talk to freaking Zoidberg all the time.
My character's not very religious in the first place, and having Tim would just be
Well, he
Bad.
wouldn't know.
Just keep it a secret.
he would totally know. He can read my thoughts.
Having been a high priestess before I went on an adventure with my brother, I'm pretty spiritual.
Yeah.
Dionys.
That's why picking my god was something I did before we ever even started.
Heh.
So, do you want to continue exploring the cave, or?
Get out of here.
Because there was another way to go.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I mean, if we go back out to the main cavern, take a short rest, I get all my shit back, and we'll be okay.
So is that like a sorcerer type thing as opposed to like a cleric? Because
Well,
I need
he's
a
not a
full rest,
sorcerer.
right?
With warlocks, you
Warlock,
get all your
right.
all your spell slots back on a short or long rest. Same with
but
most
I
of
would
the
need
abilities.
a full rest, right?
You would need a full rest for all your
I
abilities.
mean, I still
yeah.
got some decent spells up in here, so I'm good to keep going.
Yeah, so I would suggest going back out to the main mud cavern, taking a short rest before venturing back down into the cavern.
Do
I
you
agree.
recover any HP on a short rest in 5e?
Yes, you can use any number of hit dice that you have currently. So you should have 3d8 or 3d something hit dice.
Perfect.
I believe everybody in the party's a D8 right now. You are, as a partial fighter, you have D10 hit dice occasionally.
As soon as I switch to warlock, it goes to d8.
You should still... I mean, you're a level 2 fighter, level 1 warlock, right?
Yeah,
You
I guess I should
2d10
have.
and 1 D8.
That's fair. That's fair. That is fair. That is fair.
So, can I take it off of the camp thing now, Or
Yeah, we should
are
be
we
fine
still
with
gonna
that.
be using that for? We can always switch it
If
back.
combat breaks out again, we can bust it out
We can
again.
always switch it back.
Yeah, so we'll just go back out to the main mud room and just take a short little break, hour long.
There are
Short
now
rest.
bats flying back and forth through the main cave, which
So-
makes a loud, flappy, squeaky noise, but doesn't disturb you that much because the roofs are high enough to get them out of your hair.
How many
Cool.
D8?
You can roll up to 3d8 and gain those hit points back.
Looks like I'm at max hit points again. Yeah.
Sounds good.
And your hit dice come back on a long rest too.
What? So
Yeah.
this is like some sort of mechanic. No wonder I'm like.
This
so
is
confused.
like a holdover from 4e, the using hit dice to restore your hit points like that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know anything about that.
Short and long rest are also delineations that were made clear in previous edition. But you pop back into the main cavern. As I said, it's full of bats at this point, which is making a little bit of a racket, but otherwise it appears to still be empty. There's the mud pool, the brackish water pool, and a small forest of stalagmites in the center of the room. Otherwise it appears to be empty. It's massive, so big that even with your dark vision you can't see all the way across it when you're standing at one edge. It's probably
Nice.
about 100 feet in each direction. But you're just settling in for a quick rest here, half an hour, something like that. Just
Yeah.
taking a sit.
Just a quick sit down.
Yeah. Munch on some rations or something.
Yeah. Take a swig out of my my water skin.
Oh, right. I threw you a health potion, so I gotta get rid of that, huh?
Yeah.
Get rid of my drunk writing. Oh my god, I was so fucking hammered when he threw me those. It's like looks like garbage compared to the rest of my handwriting.
Uh-oh. My handwriting constantly looks like I'm drunk anyway. I'm terrible at writing.
Yeah.
I had to take so many notes so quick in college that I just adapted shit writing.
Yeah, well, tell me about it. I was a journalist for how many
Yeah.
years? Like, I know all about quick note taking.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You just learn how to abandon so many words.
Yeah. You learn how to read your own writing and no one else can.
Yeah. So we're back in the main room now, right? And there was the next way was north, or well, up.
Well, we
So
could
to
go back
speak.
into that cavern and then go the other way because it was further into the cavern with the slime.
Oh yeah, that's what
If
I
you
thought
back
we
out
did.
into the,
We went down, like we came in from the southwest, so to speak, from how the board was laid out. Then
Yeah.
there was that main cavern with
Yeah.
the stalagmite, right? And then we
The
went
porous
to the
stalagmite.
southeast.
Yeah.
we came
Would
from
you
the
like to
southwest,
explore the
southeast.
crevice that leads up from the porous stalagmite room?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Is this
I
before
want
or
to
after
follow.
the short rest?
This is after the
After.
short rest.
So you're taking the short rest with the porous stalagmite, or are you going just backtracking a little bit?
I was gonna backtrack into the room I knew was safe.
Okay. So you take a short rest,
The
you
room
relax.
that's
The
safe.
bats are still coming and going. It's the middle of the night now. You head back into the room with the porous stalagmite and look up that long crevice. Now, you can fit through there. It extends much further than you can see.
I am going to take out a torch and light it.
Alright.
Dude, Robert, you look like Shiva with that mirror behind you. All the arms.
Right?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Right.
It's neat. But
Nine
you light up the
torches.
torch, which illuminates a nice little radius there, and you strike out. It's a
Why,
little bit
though?
narrow, but not that bad. And
Can I blow out the torch?
you can try. You don't.
Is that not how
It
you blow
remains
out
lit.
torches?
Nope.
Well, we all have dark vision. I don't know why we would need a torch.
Only
oh, you don't
60
though,
feet,
do you?
though.
As a half elf, or do you?
I do, but we only see 60 feet and without color. So I figured going into a small area, we'd like to see further than 60 feet.
Oh, okay.
But-
I'm just worried we'll get given away. Last time.
Says the person who got sneak
I
attack.
got fucking killed instantly when I charged into battle. This time I stay back, get killed instantly. Like I don't know what to do at this point. My character's a little bit panicked. She's a little bit regretting ever leaving the Eyrie.
That's fair. Fair.
I miss home. I want to write a letter to my mommy. But oh my god, Ian and I were looking up courier prices in this fucking book, and holy shit, it would cost me a fortune to send a letter
It's
home.
expensive as fuck.
Yeah, dude, it would cost me so much effing money.
Yeah, well, there's no Faerunian post office, unfortunately.
Whatever,
Alright, so I guess
man.
I'm gonna keep pushing forward into that small little crevice. See what I can find.
It slopes gently upward in an easterly direction. As you make your way up, before too long, you actually spy what looks like the end of the tunnel. As you approach, it looks like undergrowth, like bushes and small trees. You come to the end of the tunnel and realize it's another entrance to this cave system. It's poking out somewhere else on the same hill as the main cave entrance.
Okay.
Do we see anything? We just exited, right?
You can poke your head out, you don't see anything.
Cool.
Fresh air. I'm so glad to be out of those caves.
I don't think exploring the rest of the cave would do any good, seeing as though the goblins probably packed up the rest of whatever they had.
Well, there were how
Left.
many entrances from the main room?
There were 3 that led off into the goblin half of the caves.
And
which,
we went down one, right?
There's 5 total. There's 3 that lead into the goblin warrens, which were partially explored by Ven during his stealth approach. There was this water supply cave entrance, which was occupied by the blob, which you have thoroughly explored. And then there was the bat cave in the back.
Where the hostages
Well,
were being
Dennis, is
held.
there anywhere in here you haven't explored yet?
There were 2 caves I didn't go into. I went down the middle one on the goblin side. There were some goblins and about 7 giant rats, bigger rats. I didn't feel like engaging, so I probably would have got my ass kicked, honestly. But I came back after that. There was another path further on in that room that I didn't sneak by to explore, but 2 of the tunnels are completely unexplored, and one of them's probably only half explored. Like I said, it was the goblin side. They probably picked up a lot of shit and left. We can go explore them as we want, but I can't guarantee there's gonna be anything there if they
Because since
picked
I
up everything.
stayed the entire time to help the goblins pack up and leave, other than the way that we just explored, was there any other way that the goblins weren't really heading toward to grab stuff?
You saw out of the 3 goblin entrances on the left side of the main cavern, there's one that looked like it led to the family caves, where everybody was pulling out the children and the sleeping supplies and goblin trinkets and stuff. Then there were the 2 other upper exits, which were being used interchangeably. First of all, it looks like they're connected at some point. And second, it's where a lot of big chests and bundles of weapons and shields and things like that were being hauled out of. It looked like it might have been Boss Hark's hoard.
So basically, no. There was nowhere the goblins weren't running other than that.
They were going all throughout the 3 goblin warren entrances, but they weren't going into the other 2, the bat cave or the water cave.
Alright, so we still have the bat cave then. Well, I didn't see any goblins using that other cave, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I went into the ogre cave with the bats in it. That's where they were holding the hostages at.
Oh, that's where they're holding the hostage.
Right,
Yeah.
the hostages were in the
So that one's been explored. We could always go check out and see if Hark, forgot something in his speediest exit. But that'd be probably the only thing left in this cave of interest, I would think.
Well, if you
What else
like.
could that little goblin have left in his?
I mean, if he had a hoard of treasure, hoard of weapons, getting
Yeah,
out of
you
here
can
in a
see
couple.
a prodigious hoard. A
Yeah.
couple of chests and those bundles of weapons that look like they may
Yeah.
have been looted from the townspeople.
Yeah, if they were getting out of there pretty quickly, maybe something might have been dropped. But like I said, I'm not having high hopes on it. But it doesn't hurt to check.
I guess the only thing that precedes me is just to go check out the shifts that's in there.
So I guess we make our way back down and go to where Addy had helped Hark and all them move the stuff up from his place of
So,
residence in the cave.
heading back down the central passage into the Goblin Warrens, you pass by that door that you know to have been blocked by a boulder in the past.
Yep.
The boulder is pushed aside, and there's a small hollowed-out room in there. And it looks like, based on the marks on the floor and things like that, that there had been a few things being stored in here.
Right.
Giving it a quick look, you don't see anything.
I'm
There's
more
nothing but
concerned
rock in this
about
cave.
the elves now. Now that we know that the village is safe. Maybe we
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
scout.
I don't.
Maybe we should
Think
head back
the
to
elves
town
would
and
be
find
back
out
in.
which direction the elven village is in.
They told me not to go looking for him. They told me to wait at the edge of the woods and they'll find us. You know, us being of elven blood. Maybe if we just shout
I mean,
Elvish.
you're half elf, right?
Yeah.
So you have pointed ears.
You can if you want.
Yes. I do.
So I grab you by one of your ears and I just like whisper and like, well, that's
Ow.
because they're scared. They're so scared.
We'll see what happens. I think it'd probably be better just for them to come find us. You know, make it seem less intimidating. You know, I don't think they'd like people walking straight into their village. Plus, we don't even know where it's at. We could just be walking blindly in the woods.
Well, you forget. And I hover up above the ground a little bit. I can fly.
Yes. And also be chucked like a spear. And get smashed into the ground like a rock.
Wouldn't
I
it
mean,
be a
it's a-
D&D stream if my character didn't get killed twice in it, apparently?
Fucking shucked.
Blistered.
It wouldn't hurt to do some recon, but I still don't think we should be the ones to initiate contact. We should.
Oh no,
We should
I
act-
just want to find out where we should go. I need
Okay.
my brother. I mean, that's the whole reason Xander and I even came to this village.
Right. I mean, we could sit down while you do a hover drive by. Get a lay of the land and see where everything's at.
I feel like our group should just initiate getting out of these caves and heading back toward the village, at least in the meantime. For the rest
Yeah.
of our
It's
party is
safer.
waiting.
Yeah.
So you're heading back towards the village at this point?
Yep, well, we're
Sure.
like conversing about this nonsense.
Sure. And as you converse, of course, you make the short journey. Find the village lit up by torches, smoke rising from some hearths. It looks more alive than it has since you've been here.
Oh, I hope Xander helped these people.
I'm gonna go in and they have a shop up and running, don't they?
They do. They are still assisting with some villagers' supplies.
I'm gonna
and
see
things
if
like
I'm gonna see if they don't have any spare healing potions for sale.
that.
Wait, I still have a grappling hook, don't I?
You should.
Ooh.
Can I see
Unless
that
you
player's
forgot to
handbook?
collect it.
Or actually that DM's guide.
Nah, I ain't gotta use a grappling hook. I just climb up walls, man. Unless I need to swing from wall to wall, then I'm Spider-Man.
Must be nice. Oh wait, I can fly. I don't need effing walls.
Me.
Yep, I'm over here stuck to the ground.
Don't be jealous.
Good old sword fighter.
Hey, I can get wings too. Take
You too,
yours.
eventually.
Yeah, you guys probably just
Yeah,
waiting for that
okay.
flight spell, huh?
So you
Uh-huh.
find the store manned by Zulkin at the moment, who's still
Yep.
at the desk talking to a couple of folk. But approaching, if you were to ask after healing potions, he will
Yep.
explain. Well, there's nothing left in the inventory when we got here, and we didn't bring any trade goods with us. There's a caravan coming in a day or two that should restock us and set us right. But at the moment, I'm afraid we have nothing in that line.
That's unfortunate, but so goes the trade. If you said they'll be here tomorrow, I don't plan on going anywhere. That's really the only thing I was looking to buy.
Fair enough. We know you've been doing hard work.
We
What would
just
it
almost
take?
died doing ooze. Probably could have used some healing potions.
Just saved
Find
all
an
your
adventure all
asses
over
from
the
an
place,
ooze
aren't
is
you?
more like it. I want to see a whole lot of magic users.
Well,
Other than old lady who didn't want to join us, that Aka made us just so it.
Tiefling MILF.
Nah, screw that. I'm gonna go back to that where that well, is Destiny still like somewhere in the village, whatever? She like kind of like out mingled.
she's at home. There's smoke
Aw.
rising from the hearth. It's about 10 at night, so.
Oh, now it's gonna be weird. Get that?
Text her, you up?
Shoot. I kind of just go back to the end where we started at, and I just pull out that book that I saw that was talking about the whole distant land thing and start reading.
Sure.
Now that the town is back up and running, kind of, is there anybody in the chapel?
If you were to stop into the chapel, you find, first of all, that many of the pews have been moved out of the way, and there's folk sleeping there on bedrolls on the ground, straw mattresses and things like that. And as you come in, a human man approaches, dressed in kind of white robes, the sort that you saw. I believe you were the one who went through the church in the back room, the bedroom of the church. I don't know if you were the one. You probably were, I believe. But
Probably. I know I came to the chapel.
a man
I've been
approaches,
here numerous times.
says, "Oh, hello there. I'm Hiram, the priest here. I'm to understand you were one of those who were responsible for saving the town."
I kind of curtsy. I'm like, hello, my name is Adeline. Yes. Yes, me and my party, we arrived, unfortunately too late.
Well,
But we did what we could.
I can assure you, your services are very much appreciated. You saved a lot of lives.
Is there any way I could be of assistance?
Well, one thing, I'm missing a wooden holy symbol of Lathander. It seems like the goblins may have gotten it from my room, but, you know, these are the sorts of things that are given power by the belief of those who possess them. I can make a new one.
Yes, I'd be more than happy to help you craft a new one. Unfortunately, I didn't see anything like that. Maybe my brother did, though.
Oh, well, if you do find it, I would appreciate the gift, but otherwise, I'd be happy to receive a new symbol imbued with the power of those who saved our village and our church.
Oh, I'd be happy to do that. So, I don't know how crafting works in 5e, actually, so...
Neither do I.
I help him out.
Yeah, crafting's not one of the things that I'm really big on. None of the people in my group really do crafting.
Oh man, these are skills.
Well, I don't think it's actually a skill.
Well, it's not in this one.
It's probably just like a dexterity
But
check or
these are
something.
skills.
You're whittling, basically.
Let's see.
Hiram, continues, though. I see that you, wear a holy symbol yourself. He kind of points to your hair.
Yeah.
Are you a servant of gods?
I am. I worship Adric Fenya.
Oh,
I kind of like...
quite exotic. I'm not sure I'm familiar with the worship of Adric Fenya, you
Oh,
said?
that's okay. I come from a very strange place, although
Don't
you
we
do
all?
have a Tressum here in town, I noticed. Have you ever met him?
Relics, of course, yes.
Yes. He's a worshiper of Adric Fenya, too.
It's a shame what happened to the parents.
Oh, I know. I feel so bad for those children, but at least they have something to come back to.
Yes.
Sorry, it told me to look up downtime activity, and that's what I'm doing now.
Do you need a place to stay while you're here in the village, or...
Oh, yes. I have been actually spending my time here in the chapel. But now I see it is quite full, which I am so happy to see.
Me too.
I'd be more than
More full
happy
than
to
it
let
usually
my-
is, I should say.
Wow.
Days of worship.
Judging by the state of your village, I am not surprised.
But I'd be happy to host you here, or perhaps Morak. I assume you've met our good dwarf.
The dwarf, is that what you just said?
Yeah, Morak.
Looks like I cannot craft magical items.
It's not a magical item.
A holy symbol?
No, it's a focus for magic. It doesn't have to be magic itself. It's just a piece of wood.
Okay, well. Where did we leave off? Sorry, I got distracted.
The power stick compels you.
He just said if you need a place to stay, he'd be happy to have you here or over at Morak's.
Oh, if there's just a little quiet corner I could pray and meditate for a little while, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. It kind of directs you to one of the alcoves off the side. You remember it had kind of a cross shape, but with extra. There's a corner over there, underneath the giant stained glass image of the unicorn in the forest, the symbol of Maliki, which is one of the two gods that they pray to here.
Thank you so much. And I am going to settle in for a long rest.
I would have probably head over to the bar, avoiding the temple at all costs, because it makes me
I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
About what?
That.
What?
That I meditate instead of sleeping?
Oh, so you? Okay, I'm the only person that can hear that then.
Hear what?
I guess.
Trans mic is still on for me.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
all muted
yeah.
Trinity. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I should have told you to do that when
Okay.
you got back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Trinity couldn't figure out how to mute their other mic, so we just all muted them.
Yeah, so yeah, I kind of just take my own rest in the tavern.
The tavern is pretty full up, but as you come in, Morak, who's still sitting behind the bar serving drinks to anybody still awake, he says, "Hey, there's a room upstairs if you're interested. I can put you up in a real bed. I don't know if you've had a good night's sleep yet."
That sounds nice. I think I'll stay up and have maybe 1 or 2 drinks before I turn in for the night.
Yeah, don't blame you.
I've had a long day.
He'll pour whatever you like, and he's not going to charge you.
Cool. I'll have the strongest whiskey he's got.
I like a man who knows a deal.
The strongest whiskey I
Yeah.
haven't drank all of it. Okay.
I'll take a harsh whiskey too,
Morak joins
since
you.
I'm the only
for,
person hearing this BS.
Glass of dark dwarven whiskey.
I throw it back and then set it down and await my second.
He keeps them coming. He'll fill it right up for you.
Cool. I'll take the second one and just kind of sip on it for a little bit and just enjoy the conversation around me. Kind of keep it to myself, and then I'll finish it off and tell Morak, have a good night. I'll see you in the morning, and go upstairs and tune in for the night.
There are 3 rooms upstairs. One of them is locked, Morak's room, and then there's 2 others. There's a third one that has a big hole in it from a boulder. But you can pop into one of the unoccupied rooms there.
I'll do that.
I kind of just sit here and just read my book. As the usual.
Morak pulls out a little candle for you, to read by. You got the light of the hearth on the other side of the room, but it's pretty dim.
Yeah.
Read your book and then I suppose also settle in for a long rest.
How do you mute people in Discord, please?
Right click their
Yeah,
their
right-click
profile
their
and then hit mute.
picture. And then right below. Oh wait, maybe you guys don't have remove from group option because I was the one who created this. But right under user volume should be mute.
So you said right click.
Right click the
Right-click.
picture and then it
The
should
picture,
be
yeah.
halfway down.
Cool.
There you go. in for a long rest, or?
Yeah, I'll settle for a long rest.
Well, I guess, I know before we even went on our adventure, Theo settled in for a long rest, and... Let's say Xander did the same eventually, right after
Yeah,
they
Theo and Xander
helped
were
people.
helping people around
Yep.
town and settled in.
Yep.
So I guess that'll be it for us, right? For tonight?
guess.
I mean, there's...
I guess.
What
Not really
we
much
all
else to
want to
do.
do next is something we want the entire party for, so...
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We really appreciate it. Usually we go to about midnight, but we have a couple people. Obviously, Xander and Theodore are not here now. They left at about 10 o'clock, so like an hour and a half ago. But I think everybody should be back next week. The only one that's, I think, up in the air is Theo, but we can play without him, right? I mean, he's gonna have some big life stuff going on, so I think he might be out for a couple weeks here coming up anyway.
I mean, if you need me to, I can just drive over and snag his character sheet for a week or two.
We can just leave him places. I mean, tonight
Yeah.
we didn't even really have any combat until we left all those guys.
Yeah, I was hoping we would go through that cave with combat, but then because I was like, I'm gonna sneak in, I'm gonna rescue everyone, I'm gonna get them out, and we're gonna go in, we're gonna kill everybody, and like you're like, hey, we'll do this deal, and I was like, shit, how do I get out of here?
Eventually you'll learn that Adelim here, she's like all about saving all the people. I don't want to have to kill more people than I have to.
I was saving the good people and gonna kill the bad ones.
They're not bad, they're just goblins living their lives. But anyway,
They were
thank you
holding
guys so
people
much for hanging out. We will be back next Thursday. So, do you want to resolve XP on stream since we do have a little time
I
left?
would like to
or-
award XP when everyone's here.
Well, I told Trinity and John that you would post in chat their XP. So,
Oh, is that so? You
if
told
we
them
have
that,
30
didn't I?
minutes left, you might as well.
Do some math? No, I think we should wait. I can just post
I
it
don't
in
want
chat.
to wait.
for
I'm gonna
everyone.
level up, I think.
Let me work it all out then.
Yeah. we
Crap.
still are supposed to be live for like another 30 minutes. So.
Yeah, but when everybody left, I was planning to do XP a different way.
Oh well,
As
you
in,
left
work it out
so
later.
fast that I told them that you just post theirs in chat for them.
As in,
so...
do it later.
Oh my gosh.
I want to get my level up done.
Yeah,
while
I know
kind
what
of
you
on
want.
stream here with Charlie, who's our most veteran 5e player. DM over here, and me. We're 3.5 players. Coming up to 5e. Robert's totally new, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of distraught over here.
Distraught? Well, you might level up, so how distraught can you be?
Yeah, I'll wait till I'll wait till you like turn
Dude,
your
those
stream off.
three are probably gonna be
Yeah,
so butthurt they miss out on the experience for that black ooze.
Dude, I was
Yeah.
texting John, and he was like, fuck, I'm kind of mad I'm not there for this.
Well, if we had the entire party, I don't think we ever would have gone back for it.
Yeah,
Like, cause we were all ready to go to the Elven Village next.
right. If we would have had the whole party, we would have barely fit in that fucking room.
Tell me about it. Oh my god, people would be getting hit left and right. At least, Akamedos and I have vertical distances we
Yeah.
can go, to
That's
make
the
room.
only reason we lived.
I know. It's hilarious. That one ooze just started crawling along the wall for Akamedos.
He was just running away
and
from
it.
it.
was just like, oh my god. Well, there's
Please
a
come back.
freebie.
Please come back. I want to hit you.
Oh my gosh. Screw that.
Spider Climb is MVP for the night.
Yay!
I stick my stick in the water and my cleric dies immediately. Like, fuck
Pretty-
that shit.
Pretty much.
Fucking fuck that. It's 2 weeks in a row when we initiate combat, I have died immediately.
And I'm over here just like, I can't back away, so I'm just gonna keep making climbs. This is fun.
Yeah, well, for future reference, I have some serious healing that can get done only when you're like in critical condition though, so maybe you should
Yeah.
ran away and I could have healed you up a bunch.
I was just worried because if I do try and run away, it would have hit me unconscious, and I'd just been stuck where I was.
Well, I can heal you.
I know, but then I'd have to make another dodge to escape. And it would just be like a vicious circle of me getting knocked out.
Well, just get some weighted dice. I'm just kidding. almost feel like
overall,
it would be hilarious if one day we just had like a little short stream where we just like kind of all roll like all our dice and see like what kind of rolls we're all getting natural. Because you know we don't
Yeah.
check rolls here on stream
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
kind of a pain in the ass. And
Yeah.
you know honor system.
Yeah.
But it would be funny to see what kind of dice you guys have, what they roll.
I've got like black dice with blue spots, and then I have like a set of metal dice that I use for my other campaign.
I was just saying, you're the other person who has metal dice, right? Ian's got
I've-
like
yeah,
a
I've-
little D
yeah, I've-
something.
I have a full set of metal dice.
Nice.
This is all I got right here. Is just this.
What? You're not
Yeah.
even holding it up in the cam. Oh.
My
Your
multicolored
fingers are
dice.
covering them. Oh, look at that. Oh wait, let me pull up. Hang on, let me pull up Discord so I can see them. Nice.
This is literally all I have.
So looks
I mean-
like
I mean-
you're taking a
I
shit
mean,
right
we're-
now.
I wish it didn't.
Poor Robert, exiled to the
I w-
bathroom every
I wish it
Thursday.
I love it. That's great.
Dude, I'm just waiting for one of these days. Hashtag bathroom D&D to be like a fucking thing that happens here.
I feel like I hope that doesn't happen because that's weird.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know how often you guys pay attention to chat, but do you like how Ian was the only one like sexually abused in chat tonight?
Wait, what?
I didn't know.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I had it open all night. I just forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So I've worked out some experience points for some of you. So
Cool.
first, everyone, this includes the non-present party members, gets 355 XP for overcoming the goblin tribe without combat.
You said 355?
355.
Oh, I forgot I don't have chat. Did you already make notes of these for the other people who aren't here?
I'll
or-
post it in the Discord here.
Okay. I feel like my negotiation with that goblin has to be worth something. I think that was an entire encounter that we just
It
avoided.
was. It was worth
It totally
Yeah.
was.
experience right there. I'm going to do an additional 366 experience points for the three of you who took on the oozes.
You said how much?
366.
So 3, 5,
Yeah,
5,
level 4.
3, 6, 6. Yep, I'm at level 4 too.
Oh.
So
Oh.
2, 8,
Hey, there's
3,
still more
6.
XP to go around.
Wait, you
Um,
said what was the first one that you said? That was like 355 or something?
355 and then 366.
I'm at
Then-
278.
Wow, you must have missed experience 1 week. There's no way you're that far behind.
Well, I'm at 2,781 right now.
Oh. Well, maybe you're not as far behind as I thought, although I am definitely over 3,000 experience total now.
So I guess that counts as me being old. Leveling 2. I don't know. Maybe.
You
Yeah,
hit
we're wrapping up
at,
experience right now, Crow.
At 21.
What?
2100 is when you hit level 4.
2700.
Oh, well. And let's see. More experience points. I have role playing, which will go to Addie for talking down the goblins. DM's best friend is going to go to Xander for 2 reasons.
Wait, you didn't tell me the number
It's
again.
180.
Oh.
I haven't changed the award yet. It'll be 10% of the lowest party member to the next level, I'll say. Even though everybody's probably going to level up. I don't know.
Okay.
DM's best friend goes to Xander for both the Ruby and for getting a quest from Morak, which I appreciated.
Oh, I must
But,
have missed that.
Yeah, but yeah.
Nobody else was there. Obviously, we're all sitting right here.
Those were both Xander
I was-
points, so that's not somebody who was here.
But yeah,
I was at the
Xander,
bar. I think I got the quest.
you were
'Cause
talking
I was-
to
I was-
Morak?
I was talking to.
If you
Yeah.
got the
If you can
quest,
tell
then
me what the quest
right now.
is,
Yeah.
then I'll give you the experience.
It's to
points.
it's to go. It's
well,
to go
everybody wrote down
to.
Bryn Shander, you're right.
Yeah, it's to go to Bryn
Oh,
Shander
yeah.
to find
That was,
Markham.
expressed to
It's the sister of the person that was killed when one of the boulders in the field.
That was expressed to Xander though, because I remember you and I being like piggybackers taking notes. Because I also
Okay.
took notes on that now that he mentions it.
Yeah, because I remember
That was
me
Xander picking it up.
initiating I remember me initiating the conversation, but I think he took it over
Yeah.
halfway in.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was asking questions about where
No offense, but I think Xander could
Yeah,
use a few pity
Yeah.
XP points here.
It's not pity. I'm glad both those things happened.
To me, it's pity.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is
And the
to-
other one, my ad hoc experience is gonna be split. Because it was the person who talked to the most rescued NPCs.
Dude, that would have to be me.
You
I
checked
talked
through
to
every single
literally
one of
every
them.
single one
But
of
I
those
don't
they
mean
went out of
that.
town, but I didn't
I don't mean
roleplay
that.
it, I guess, because
Calm
that
down.
would just take me forever. And every goblin.
There was
who went out
Akamenos
of
who
town.
talked to Destiny and Grin. There was Theo who talked to the husbandos, whose name I forgot.
Oh, those two like,
Thelbin
old
and Grin.
guys he helped with the boulder?
Yep. And many of you talked to Morak. Which I believe, and that's why I'm not certain about this one at this point, but I believe it should be split between Theo and Akamenos.
I think it should be split between me too, because I saved all those goblins from that goddamn encounter.
You don't need any more experience points.
Whatever, man, I clearly do. I'm the one who dies every
You also
fucking
talked to
time.
Hiram, though. You just talked to
I
Hiram.
die every time.
That's just unlucky.
Dude, that's just me
2
being
for
shit, I
you.
guess. No matter
Plus
what I
Morak.
do.
It's 3. Theo should have 3. Unfortunately, I might have to split it 3 ways.
3 ways.
And
Yeah.
Akamenos should have 3 as well. So... yeah, fuck, I'll just give you all the full award. 90 XP for those 3.
You're saying I get 90?
You get 90 additional.
I think I
I was-
leveled up.
I was really hoping to do something really fucking cool by sneaking in and getting those hostages out without having to like pay anything, and that
Where
went
the hell did
completely
you expect to get
downhill.
him out from?
Because I was
Past
gonna
that
I was gonna
ooze
hide
or
them into a
past
different
the
cave.
ogres and all the other goblins.
See, like all the goblins came out, most of them except for the ones that were like in that little rat cave. I was gonna hide them away until they came down to go away, and then come back out through the entrance. That'd just get them free and safe, and then we just start fighting. But oh well.
Yeah, F off, man.
My plan went to shit.
So I'm at 3,186 experience, which means I level up. What's the next level?
Number 3, it's
65.
4.
Six-
6,500?
It's 6. Yeah. So I'm at 2,836 total.
See, the tough thing about me hosting the stream is I never miss one. So I'm gonna get all the although, to be fair, neither of you two have missed one either.
Yeah.
Who's missed a
I've been
stream?
here with
Has
these
anybody
folks.
missed a stream?
John had to leave early one of the other nights.
It's not missing
Yeah.
a stream, though.
Well, no, but I mean, leaving early, missing the stream, whatever. John might miss one next week.
Yeah.
So we might just have to give him some, like, okay, well, you're doing real swell IRL, so kind of points, you know? So what do I have to do
Oh, wait.
going up to level 4?
Sorry.
Level
Let me
4
add
is
this.
pretty simple.
Yeah, I figured as
Um,
much. I think level 5 is where things start getting a little
I fucked it.
complicated.
There are a couple levels that are simple. It's 4, 8, 12, 16, and 19 are literally just ability score improvements. So you get your health bonus, and then you get 2 ability points to 1 or 1 ability point to 2. So you could add 2 points to your charisma, or 1 point to wisdom, 1 point to intellect, whatever you feel like.
Fixed. Because Xander did.
Wait, I get 1 point to what?
You can choose either 2 points to 1 or 1 point to 2.
Melissa, we can level you up later. We can go through it.
Okay.
Well, I guess
I mean,
I'm
if you
gonna
guys
get
want to
leveled
roll
up
hit dice
later.
on stream,
Oh yeah, I'll roll
you get
hit
more
dice
hit
on
points.
stream.
Well, I mean, I'm
Uh,
at 2,800 right now, so
Yeah, so you level up too.
Yeah,
everybody
you
should
level up
hit
at
level
2,700.
4 here. Everybody
And
in
Mel,
the stream.
Mel, you also get to know 1 more cantrip, and you get another second level spell slot.
Melissa, you own a player's handbook. You don't have to do this
Okay.
by telephone.
Okay.
You can look at it. Pull it up in the player's handbook then, so you can see what you're getting.
I want to know how many hits. What am I looking up? Cleric?
Just look up cleric. Yeah, go to the
Fucking
page.
clerics?
So I'm
So-
just gonna do base level hit points for me. So it's
You're
5
taking a level
plus
of warlock.
con.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do
Wait,
5 plus
look at-
Constitution.
Cleric, though, doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Tell me about hit dice.
Yes, it does. First of all, your hit dice is D8. You get an additional level, so you get to roll the D8 again.
That's what I was asking. I was just like, I just roll a d8 for hit dice, right?
Or you can do the thing.
Is this one of the rolls actually that you need us to do on camera?
Well, I can first of all see that.
Well,
but-
I mean, I'm talking about for the.
No, I mean I'm not. I'm not gonna be
Because we
strict
did
about it.
these kinds of rolls on camera before.
That's fine.
I'm just taking
So I get
the
a
flat.
+2 to my hit, my health.
Your Constitution modifier.
So a 4 to my health.
What I was saying is, instead of rolling, you can take an average of the dice plus 1, or in this case, the average would be 4.5, which is impossible. So just average around it up.
Yeah, I'm doing the average for mine. It's 5 plus Constitution.
What? I could have done.
That's what I was trying to
average
explain to you there for a second.
Well then, shit. I'm doing that.
Jesus. But would you have changed your mind if you rolled an 8? Cheater.
Like I'm gonna roll an 8.
So I think at level 4, I'm the only one
But it's 5 plus
who actually
Constitution.
gets stuff.
Plus your Constitution
Yeah.
modifier.
5 plus con.
Shit.
Because I'm taking because I'm level 4, but I'm only level 2 warlock. So now I get my invocations.
So I get a 4 spell since I'm 4 level?
You should
You
see, do you have a player's handbook over there?
No.
'Cause I don't know Warlock. Give me that
You,
player's handbook.
you get a third cantrip.
Okay.
Dude, I
You
definitely get
can
more
you
spells
can
at
choose
fourth level.
another spell.
Alright.
Either first or second level.
Okay.
So you can choose one more cantrip and one more spell at either the first or second level. You should have 5 spells known total. I get my second spell slot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the dumb thing and just started putting spells all over the place at first. So it's just, yeah.
I need one of those effing spell sheets that you guys have for my character.
It's pretty fucking
sheet.
great.
I'm running out of room. Like, I definitely need one. I gotta print one off. It's kind of bullshit that I think I have the most spells out of
Wait a
the
minute.
entire party, and I am
Wait a
the
minute.
one person
You
who does not have
certainly
that.
do.
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah,
I'm a
100%.
little like, what the F, man?
Oh.
If I had one
So
of
I
those,
get
I
like
could
a-
literally
so I get
write out like literally every spell for those levels, and then just mark like which ones I take for that day. That's what I would
Yeah.
really love to do.
Yeah.
What's up, Robert?
Robert, were you saying something?
I said, since I get like a spell slot for first or second, I'm still looking at them.
Alright.
Yeah,
'cause
you'll
warlocks-
you'll still have only 2 spell slots. You can only cast 2
Yeah.
spells,
Yeah.
plus cantrips. But you now have a total of 5 spells known.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
you'll
can
be,
choose another spell to now.
Yeah, you can choose one new
Either a
spell.
first or second level spell.
A first or second level.
Just one new spell.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get another one
You
every
can-
time you level up.
You can swap one out too, though, if you like. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to take one that you know and forget it,
Yep.
you can learn a new one. Of first or second level.
Let's see. So I get to choose. I get to choose a spell too.
And you got your hit points. Make sure you mark down your hit points, Robert. You can either roll a d8 and add your Constitution modifier, or you can take 5 plus your Constitution modifier if you're afraid of randomness.
I rolled a 6.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's above average. So whatever your Constitution modifier is, plus 6 is how many more additional maximum hit points you
So 3.
have. Right? 9 new hit points for you then.
I can choose Misty Step now.
Oh. Weak.
Well, you're just jealous, aren't you, Charlie?
What?
That you don't have Misty Step yet, or did you just take that too? You're
No,
just
that was-
being
I'm-
weak.
That was
I'm a
Oh, shit.
no. I have the option to take Misty Step now, but I'm thinking about what spell I want. Because I could swap out one spell for another one too. So I also get another cantrip. Huh?
Oh, screw that. Tasha's hideous laughter. I'm gonna take that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Now you need to download a list of bad jokes from the internet. So whenever you
Yep.
cast that spell, you can tell a bad joke and force them to laugh.
Yep.
Oh,
Force them to laugh
God.
at it. That's a good option. I like that option. So I think now that I'm casting spells at second level, I might swap out. Shield for Armor of Agathis,
Sweet.
and then get a second level spell.
That shield has saved your ass a couple times, though.
Yeah, but Armor of Agathis, now that it's being cast at second level, I get 10 temporary hit points.
Ah, cool.
And then whenever a creature hits me, they take 10 ice damage. And that effect happens until they get rid of the temporary health.
You took the player's handbook from me and you never gave it back.
You seem not to want to use it.
Well, because you were giving me such an effing hard time about it, man. Oh, I do have to pee like a mofo, though.
Right, me too.
Do you guys want to cut stream and then continue this off of stream? Or do
A
you guys
couple
wanna
other players
go,
might level
or-
up also, so.
What did you say, Robert?
I say yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We'll be back next Thursday. Akura, if you want to stay here and chat, I will have chat pulled up. We're just gonna hop off stream so I can go pee, and we're just gonna wrap this up in our video call here on Discord. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. Like I said, back next Thursday. So see ya then. Bye. Well, I'll be here throughout the week for streams, but D&D on Thursday. Anyway, back.